Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Sunday Night Takeaway Show. Hope you've had a decent Sunday. We can't say much about Saturday, especially if you're a West Ham fan, that's for sure. It wasn't great at all, was it, really? But we'll come on to that. Fuzzy, how are you doing, mate? Not bad at all.
What can you say?
Yeah.
I predicted a 2-0 today, and just a little sort of again, we wanted progression on Thursday, we wanted further progression today, and it looks like we've got a bit of progression, but also confidence, a bit of mojo, a bit of a swagger with some of these players, and smiles. Players are smiling at Man United, and that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing if you got Man United players smiling, because when they start playing with confidence and free flowing and enjoying themselves, it's a long day at the office for a lot of teams.
Yes, yeah, I was going to say.
I must say, for the first time in a long time, managed the game and didn't look like we were losing it at any point. Fairly 50-50, but then the first goal goes in. Good night, Everton. Thanks for coming. They didn't look like they were getting back into it ever since.
Yeah, it's amazing what a new change of man comes in that can get things going, and especially as his first home game. So this is not a bad result for him being at home.
It's his first home league game.
He had the league game, the league game,
yeah. He had the Europa League, which I thought in that game, even though we were losing 2-1 for a portion of that game, again it was establishing control, having the players trust in what they're doing, and today it looked like they put all the faith and the trust in the tactics, and they reciprocated in a strong result.
Well, I'm quite surprised. I mean, obviously, considering our game yesterday, you think these Arsenal boys have been knocking on the door, ready to gloat, rub it in my face. But
are they?
I know, exactly. You think so? What are they still gloating too much on their success? But there is one, and as always, he's got a smile on his face at the moment. I don't know why, but maybe he's he could be happy about something. But let's bring him in.
You're shit, and you know you are.
You're shit, and you know you are. You're shit, and you know you are. Thank you for sacking Ten Hag.
Yeah, but we don't learn from our own lessons. We don't get rid of our shit manager. We still keep him in. This is the worst part about it.
So I've been watching loads of shows today, and some of them has been from West Ham. Most of them that has been from West Ham, and fans going on this show, that show, and do you know what? I like how it's all changed. How it's all changed before the game. It was like, yeah. Well, no, I reckon since we beat Newcastle, yeah, we're gonna do great. Yeah, I thought 2-1 West Ham, 2-0 West Ham, 3-1 West Ham. Did that come in? No. I'll tell you what, I said it before. I think some of these West Ham fans, no disrespect, I said to you, Tone, I said, they must be sleeping, and then after they wake up and they have their cornflakes, they must have been doing the predictions when they were asleep. That's all I'm going to say.
Good into usual, and obviously, Matt. I mean, obviously, they're saying about, losing Tuesday at the Leicester and his position comes untenable. I mean, look. I was under no illusion. Monday's game, great. Brilliant result. Can't knock that. But at the same point, one game don't change your season. And I said that from the beginning. And
True.
of course, as I've always mentioned, this bloody Lopetegui algorithm, I keep mentioning it, this win-loss business, and he's true to his form. So when you look at it, we lose against these guys Tuesday. Who knows? Could be promising. But looking at yesterday, and we will go into it, I mean, it was just an absolute demolition, really, from the West Ham player. And I wouldn't say, Lopetegui was up in the stands, so can you blame him or not? But you look at some of the goals that were conceded yesterday, wholeheartedly, I say the players were at fault. Pepsi, good evening, Pepsi. My prediction of 5-0 was very close, but still happy. Good evening, Colin. How you doing, mate? And especially after what a weekend we've had. They're all saying hello to each other. It's rude. Good evening to Darren Middlecote. Good to see you in here, mate. First time of it, maybe. Evening to everyone, even to yourself. Evening, Henry. Hope you're well. And good also evening to Words and Pictures. 2 amazing goals we scored. Very much enjoyed that. Yeah, I mean,
Should be way more.
For Basaka, this should have been. It would have made it more of an interesting game if it was fuzzy, but, we can only hope. But Emerson's free kick, quality.
That was a good free kick.
There's a quality free kick there.
It was.
Yeah, it could do, mate.
That Granny Ings didn't go doing no bicycle business.
Well, if you look at it, his ankle, wasn't it? His ankle, the one when he went out wide with Raya, and also then, there's a goal there, open goal virtually. Could have done something with it, but hey, Phil Wan-Bissaka could play an attack, possibly, Matt. Anything is possible with this squad we've got at the moment. Words pitch saying nearly a third goal with that lift over the keeper. Yeah, that's so good. Offside, yes, but great finish from Somerville. And the thing is, though, he's got the pace to beat you because when you look at it, your Arsenal defence was at the slow at the traps there, mate, weren't they?
They were slow, a bit slow. Yeah, I do get. I think we were fine in the final third on the attack, and then obviously, hence that was why we scored the 5 goals. You caught us sleeping when Wan-Bissaka scored that goal, and you just touched on it, saying that Emerson free kick. What a quality free kick that was. I don't think any keeper would have saved it. To be honest with you. I don't think any keeper would have saved that at all. That free kick was to perfection. But listen, I know you're happy and you're proud of your team. You scored 2 goals, right? I'm not happy. I'm gonna have to go out now and take all these fucking missing posters down of Tom because I haven't heard from him since fucking Friday. And after that game, it was like Tom went AWOL off the face of the earth. It was like BO in barbecue. Gone. So so there is that.
On my way to the London Stadium, mate, I was going to go up in the stands and use my sniper rifle and take Lopetegui out. I mean, just take a few players out.
Take a few players out. Yeah, he was going to be. He's going to be an assassin. But yeah, I mean, I just predict it second half. We were just going to literally park the bus. Everything we seen was in that first half, and incredible first half, but second half, yeah, it was poor. There wasn't nothing hit in the first half, but the damage was already done. Yeah.
I mean, saying here, if Robbie stays, how many will want to leave in January? That's going to be an interesting one. Hopefully, the board will realise that.
I think you might keep your players. If Loppy leaves, depending on who your manager is, your next manager, if the players feel like bloody hell, we got him as a manager. They might stay, and I could put Southgate in that category as well. You never know, but
this is your opportunity. You had to sneak that in, didn't you? Just had to sneak that in. Fuck it. Usual saying: Leicester 17-10, West Ham 17-11, the draw 9-4. I take a draw. Matt saying DJ Crane, he's alive. Yes, I am very much alive, and I can face him music. And going by what you said, DJ Crane, the bargains at Westfield and that, because you can leave the London Stadium straight through before they put the screens up. Brilliant, got in just in time. Darren Middlecote saying, think there will be a reaction to yesterday. West Ham win comfortably on Tuesday. Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice to see that. This manager, I mean, like I said, the players let us down. I was not looking forward to hearing from Ant. He's been pretty respectful, actually, to be honest with you, Lance. He has been pretty respectful.
Lawrence, how's it going, mate?
Super sticker
What
from
did you-
Pepsi. Thank you,
You
Pepsi.
started this show early. Well, I thought it was supposed to start at 8 o'clock. You started it at 5:02. Why is that?
5-2.
Yeah,
No, you didn't.
yeah, he did. Come on, Fuzzy, get with it. 5-6. Yeah.
Catch on, Fuzzy. 5-2. 5-2.
He started at nearly 4 minutes late. 4 minutes past the o'clock, you know.
Lots, he's got the West Ham flu. Yeah, I think we all have. Where's Lerber? Up the Rovers FA Cup third round. Here we come. You did all right, didn't they?
I don't know.
So, see, El Locke was up in the stands starting the fights. Yes, because I don't know if you saw that as well. That's how bad it got. Start kicking off. And I've seen some of the videos as well. Arsenal fans winding people up. Dear me.
I've seen some videos as well. West Ham fans abusing Arsenal fans. I've seen those videos.
Oh, yeah, but it soon turned on its head, didn't it? I mean, like, there's one kid in there. You can see him. Well, you could throw the fishing line out, and they caught a big one because he was flapping all over the place. Arms up in the air. Too easy. Yes, it will be DJ Crane, a thriller for Wednesday, Fuzzy. Arsenal, Man U.
Gladiator fight.
Director John, hello, you handsome bastards. Hello to yourself as well.
Thanks,
Great
John.
show we had on.
Yeah,
Hey, I've got support. Finally, I've got support.
How you doing, Tone?
I'm good, mate. Good. I'm very well. Yourself?
Well, aside from the football, I'm all right.
Good,
I'm
mate.
all right.
I know it's been a long time we've caught up on that, and I've been busy myself. But,
I know the feeling, mate.
Yeah, because apparently I went missing yesterday. According to Anthony. Anthony, this is Rob from West Ham Massive.
How you doing, Anthony? You good?
So
Hello, Rob. Yeah, not too
he can't
bad,
help
mate.
himself, but he's an Arsenal fella. You can't help that
Yeah,
part. And,
I'm a bit happy, but yeah, he did go missing. There was no message, there was no reply, not even a phone call. I'm thinking, God, I'm getting worried now. I had to message Fuzzy up here and said, "Do you hear from Tom? You know, Tony." And he was like,
I know.
"No."
I sent through like 500,000 messages into his inbox. I crashed his account. I still didn't get a response after all of that.
No.
I sent messenger pigeons to his house.
Yeah.
No response, but his house is covered in bird shit now.
Yeah.
Marvelous. You're gonna have to get up there and clean it off. You can't do that.
Then he was supposed to go out today. He didn't even go out the house. It was like, "No, no, I'm not coming. No, I'm sorry, I can't go out.
He hasn't opened the curtains.
We're used to it though, aren't we, Tony? It's not the first
We are
time.
indeed,
It sure as
mate.
hell won't be the last time.
And that's the thing, mate. I must admit. I mean, like, I'm going to go to work tomorrow, but I'm leaving around about 3 o'clock in the morning. No one will see me. I can just sneak in, do my stuff, go home
Get
later.
out. That's it.
Job and knock.
Yeah.
Put a mask
Nick,
on.
Yeah, I already do. This is just my usual face, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nick. Thanks very much. I can super chat, etc. Now, congrats, guys.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
Big ups, Nick.
Getting used to all this kind of because, as you can see, Rob, I've since I've done the show with you and that, I've got over the 500 subs. So
Can't be bad.
done. Thanks to you, mate.
No, it's absolutely not thanks to me at all.
I'm
It's hard
joking,
work on
of
your
course.
part.
No, thanks to me. You're welcome.
And they're all saying like each other and that. Good evening, Sharky.
How we
Good
doing,
evening to you.
guys?
Hope you're all good. Well, let me just catch up with this. Is this the baldy go where nowhere has gone episode, Tony? Well, that's why I disappeared to Henry. You know, I disappeared off the face of the earth. Best way. Yeah. Here he is. Not to brag at all, but and for Uncle Rod's.
9 points clear.
Uncle. We are top of the league. We are top of the league, and deservedly so.
They rinsed City today, didn't they?
Oh, did they?
That should have been a complete blowout.
Yeah.
Yeah. I worry about
Evening,
it.
James.
come next Sunday, Fuzzy won't be having any hair. He'd be ripping his hair out when we beat them. So that'd be
Oh, it could be the other way around. You know what?
No, can't see it.
I'm looking forward to playing City. I'm looking forward to playing them. I hope Ruben Amorim's just like, hey, here you go, Pep. Hold another 4. I'll smash you twice with 2 different clubs in one season, and both times I'll stick 4 past you.
Colin saying, "Good evening, Tony Fuzzy. Anthony, your teammate completely embarrassed us, hands down.
Yeah.
I'm always confident my bet went down. Fucking Lobby needs to go now. I can send him home in a dinghy."
He'd get lost and he'd end up back on the beach of Folkestone, wouldn't he?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, completely.
Turn him around. He'll end up living in a flat outside the West Ham United Stadium on benefits.
Yeah.
Rodri FC, the same. So, Gatesy, I mean, was you at the game?
Yeah. Yeah, I was there, mate. I watched it in glorious Technicolor unfolding before my very eyes. Yeah, brilliant.
Did you see the stress lines?
Yeah. It's not good, mate. It was awful performance. Yeah. I know some people tried to sort of spin the narrative that, oh, well, at least you sort of like you did better in the second half. It's like we were 5-2 fucking down. It's a bit difficult to be exactly as shit as you was in the first half as you was in the second. I mean, let's have it right. Arsenal just kept us at arm's length in that second half. That's basically they managed the game. That's all they needed to do. They had the game won. They didn't need to take unnecessary risks and, possibly sort of go full throttle. And okay, maybe you could have sort of like boosted your goal difference, but if all of a sudden someone pulls their hamstring or whatever because they're trying to sort of do whatever, it's like it's just no point. So, Arsenal were sensible. They managed the game correctly and they got the 3 points. They deserved it 100%.
Don't fall off your chair, Andy.
Yeah. No, I'm just putting my feet up.
Not to gloat whatsoever.
I just let them carry on. You can just hear it. It's like music from here. It's lovely.
Well, what else could I say?
Would you give Super Duper Mick another contract extension for that result?
Nick saw the game on Pornhub. It was the hardcore fucking section apparently watching their game.
Yeah. No lube used either. It was just whacked it straight in. Didn't even ask.
I mean, did you see much of this as well, Rob? Boxing was going on at the stadium yesterday.
Yes. Yeah, it was right in front of me.
Wow.
Right in front of me. 4-0 down. It all started kicking off. I've seen the statement that the club have put out, and I think they're an absolute bunch of wankers, quite frankly, trying to put the fans, our own fans, under the bus. The fact of the matter is that there's an away end for a reason. It's because that's where the away fans should go, right? And okay, look, I'm not going to sort of like sit here and say, have I ever gone in away end? Yes, I have. But do you know what? I wasn't stupid enough to wear colours. I wasn't stupid enough to, when my team celebrated, I wasn't stupid enough to stand up and start sort of like cheering the goal. It's like you just keep your head down, you blend in with the crowd, and for 90 minutes you pretend that you're supporting the home team, and that's the way you do it. But it happens. I've had it so many times. I can't tell you. At London Stadium, they're literally just in you come one, come all, sit where you want. I've actually gone to the stewards, who aren't employed by the club. Let's get that out there. Unlike Upton Park, where the stewards were employed by the club, these are guys that are employed by the LLDC, London Stadium Limited, whatever. And so they don't give a shit. And I've actually pulled a steward up and said, you've got fans in the home end blatantly wearing colours of the opposition. And the response I got was, we have been told by the club, West Ham United, that so long as they're not causing a problem, we're to leave them alone. And I went, well, hold on a minute. They might not be causing a problem. They might be sitting there quite quietly and contently and not causing a problem. All it is going to take is some pissed up West Ham fan that is fed up of watching his team getting bent over and shafted, goes up to this fan wearing a sort of like the away colours and smacks him in the mouth, and now you've got a problem, and it's a
Exactly.
problem of your own making.
Yeah.
That's mad, though, isn't it? I mean, because as you said, because it's not owned, we don't deal with the stewards, but still, there's a criteria. I mean, I think we paid the extra to get the police in, didn't we? Because back in the day when we first went there, even that was low rent.
Mm.
But to get something like that, and it just harks back to when we first went there, fighting with each other. I mean, sad times if that's the case. It is sad times for us to be going back to that route. But I don't know what you saw of it.
It wasn't West Ham v West Ham. I can guarantee. I'll tell you that now. It was not West Ham v West Ham. It was West Ham v Arsenal fans, and there were Arsenal fans in the home end. I know that for an absolute fact.
But did we win the battle?
Of course.
No, you didn't.
That's all that matters then. That's all that matters. Move on. Move on. Move on.
Did win no battle. There was one West Ham. There was what was it? There was the video I saw. There was 3 West Ham fans and 1 Arsenal fan, and they were giving him abuse. And this Arsenal fan just literally went like that across all of them, like that across their face. He slapped them silly. 1, 2, and 3. Right, that was what he done. And he
AI generated, Anthony. AI generated. It wasn't real. You can't believe what happens in front of you to that extent. It's all smoke and mirrors, mate.
It is. But no, I totally agree. It shouldn't have happened. I mean, and for West Ham to come out and see that, like, the club, when the club actually comes out and see that, then obviously that's down to the owners that's wants that to happen as well. You in foot, it never happens in football. Why would you mix the the opposite supporters? It makes them all in one. You don't ever get that in football. I mean, I follow rugby as well. You get that in rugby because all the fighting is done out on the pitch. It's never done with the fans, but with football, it's different. It's hooligans through the fans, not through the players. So why join the fans together in a stadium? I don't know. I had that problem with my own team because I live in Bristol. I can remember Bristol City versus Millwall, and where I was sat, we had my brother and that, and a group of us. We had separating us and the Millwall fans was a whole row of stewards going down from top to bottom. Well, that's great help, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? And that kicks off that day.
Yeah, I mean, I've been to rugby, I've been to the cricket, and exactly what you say, Anthony. You've got fans of, not just home and away fans. A lot of the time at the rugby, you've got fans of other clubs that are not even involved in the contest on the pitch, that are just sort of like they're just passing through, and they'll go for a beer and a sing song. But it's a different ball game. It's a completely different mentality, and it's not it's not the done thing. There is an away end in football. There isn't an away end in rugby. There isn't an away end in cricket. There isn't an away end in hockey, and the away end is there for a reason.
So exactly I just do Lawrence.
I know, Larry. How you doing? And I know Larry actually sort of like, I remember because once I did a stream once about this very topic about away fans in the home end, and I know that Larry was, because obviously Larry's a fan from the States, and Larry was like, I don't see what your problem is, and I get that from his side of things. He was like, just I can't sort of equate it, sort of thing. So I was trying to explain to him, look, in England, you have a section where the away fans are supposed to be, and they're kept sort of segregated and safe and all that. Because in football, in England, in Europe, it's very, very tribalistic, very partisan, and you can't have the situation which happened yesterday unfolding, because otherwise what happened is what you'll get. You reap what you sow.
Yeah, it's true. That's very true. I'm just going to go to the comments. I mean, Sharky saying FA Cup draw tomorrow. Open for Dagenham to get West Ham. Oof. That should be a good one if we'll
get that. Liverpool away.
Yeah, you can see it coming a mile off, can't you?
Yeah.
Big up to the Yeti, long as the Yeti's cave. People think it's clever to go into home ends until they get punched in the mouth like it used to be. 100% there. Works at Gatsy. Stewards at the last of the joke.
Yeah, 100%, mate.
Yeah, methinks Mum was afraid to come in as a Geordie's face. LFC next. Ooh, you never know. And they're saying like with each other. What's it? You can't hear. Arsenal female fan did it. Clout lucky she didn't get one. True. Henry saying Anthony will receive his mug from Just for Christmas. The stewards look like the old Bill in that they're munchkins. Stewards nowadays don't do anything.
No, well, they're on a minimum wage though, aren't they? You know,
Yeah,
it's like,
of course they are.
Are they really going to go piling into a load of pissed up geezers, sort of windmilling at each other? They just got to stay well away, aren't they?
Yeah.
Director John says Lawrence gets into a fight wherever he sits. Oh, Henry saying Harry Kane's out with hamstring.
Yeah.
Well, he is getting on a bit now, isn't he?
We can take him, wouldn't we?
Yeah, cool. Well,
No,
it's
he's
the
got
West Ham way, Rob, isn't it? You know?
Yeah.
No,
There
he's
you go,
like
I guess
busy
you're
knocking
taking
out
the
people
cat, you
at the
haven't you?
turnstiles.
If Loppy is here beyond Christmas and here for the season, fans will be turning on each other, and it's only going to get worse. We're not too good to go down. True.
Yeah. I remember 2003.
Yeah, it's true. Nick saying Anthony, did Arsenal have mercy on West Ham after the 5th?
Yes.
Yeah. Definitely.
I mean,
we felt sorry for you. We thought this defend. Come on, it could have been 8-2, but no.
I mean, shocking defending from us. I mean, the first one. I mean, you know, we said it on Wednesday, Anthony Fuzzy. The one person was going to be the danger man on set pieces now was Gabriel, and the fact that if you look at it, he was at the far post behind the 4, and he just literally there's the back 4, and he just made this diagonal, just kept on running, and then he was in freedom, and it was an easy one for him to put in. And then for the second one, Wan-Bissaka just letting Trossard peel off from him, and just a simple tap in. It's amazing to be so defensively minded on Monday and attacking minded, and then yesterday completely out the window. Chalk and cheese.
Yeah,
but we did. So we expected this, but fair play to Arsenal. I mean, at the end of the day, you know for well you're playing better football, and if there's blood coming out to the side of my mouth, please do not worry about it. It's just where I'm biting my lip. But you're still not gonna fucking win.
Exactly, I agree with that, Toon. I agree with that. I mean, look how Chelsea played today against Aston Villa, 3-0. I mean, and now I said it. If they beat Villa, their next 6 games after the Villa game, they should all be easy. So they're going to be up there with the likes of Liverpool. So when you think of it, I personally think it's going to be out of later on. I think it's going to be out of Liverpool and Chelsea for the Premier League, and Man United. And Arsenal and Man City to get 3rd and 4th. But then again, when you look at the table now, that 4th spot, even the 3rd spot, both of them, they're still up for grabs. I mean, Brighton's there, Villa's there. Look at Buzz's team, Man United. If they go on a winning streak under their new manager, they could be up towards there in time to come. So, do you know what I mean? So, it is all like this.
Very tight, isn't it? The table.
It's very tight. And with Man City, the way they're playing, this is the best time to play Man City now. Is where they're like this, very poor. That's their 4th league game they lost today.
Yeah.
And I rephrased that because I was wrong. It was 3 Premier League games they lost last season. They've lost 4 so far. 13 games in.
Well, be kind because obviously AK4 Pete's here as well, kind of thing. Big up to yourself, and wasn't an easy one to watch as well for you guys. Seeing Liverpool get that result against you.
Yeah.
I've got a question from Henry coming up. I'm going to put it in shortly. Do you think the protest will work, Fuzzy, to get Glazers out?
Probably not.
They're here to stay, aren't they? At the end of the day.
Well,
I believe they are.
They've got the people in charge now to. So they'll wait for it all to get all rosy in the garden again, and they'll start taking dividends again.
True. Well, I mean, AFC always. He's obviously saying here. I went to grab a bargain at Westfields when we were 4-0 up. I suppose if you look at it, Rob, at least we didn't leave the stadium in our droves like we did.
No,
the last time. I think it was near enough. What I looked at it, I think it was about the 75th to 80th minute. You started seeing people leaving their droves.
Yeah, it was. At least we sort of like we stuck to sort of like a little bit longer than we did last season. That was quite poor. I mean, I was there for the duration of that one as well. I watched it in all its majesty unfolding in front of me. Just embarrassing. Yeah. Do you know what I've just realised though, Tone? Your background and my background. Hang on, no, that and yours as well. It's the same.
It is, isn't it?
the
Yeah,
painting
yeah.
of the same picture. I've just
I've just realised something about your background, Gatesy. Is that
Go
you've
on.
got 2 West Ham players there and an Arsenal player.
He was a West Ham player doing that.
Oh.
just to point it out, he was a West Ham player at that point. We knew
That's
he was
true.
off.
That's true. He did retire from winning trophies when he left West Ham to go to Arsenal.
There we go.
That's true.
They can win the Charity Shield every now and again, or whatever they call it.
Win dinner plates, the glorified dinner
It's
plate.
fine. It's
Definitely.
fine. I'll be honest. I don't understand why Deck, even from some fans, still gets a little bit of heat. I'm like, mate, he did superbly for us. We got £105 million for him as he walked out the door, and before he walked out the door, he went, "Oh, by the way, here's your first trophy in 43 years. What's not to like?"
I think it's I mean, you know what people are like. They don't like it when one of their own. Well, he's not exactly one of their own, but we made him to what he is. They don't like it when that happens.
No, but he's not like he walked out like Paul Ince did or anything like that.
No, that's it. Well, it was more courtesy, wasn't he? He didn't wear an Arsenal shirt before he signed for the club.
Exactly.
He had a bit more respect in that, on that. Nick saying, thoughts you have Man United on Wednesday. Maybe it was just energy conservation as Odegaard's just come back. Rice's broken toe, and we weren't a threat because you made a few changes, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Thank you again, Mr. Joshy J, for this, for the £2. Big up Tony in the chat. West Ham so inconsistent. Definitely.
The only thing we're consistent is with being inconsistent. Isn't
inconsistent, yes. Oh yeah. Well, they say the mighty has fallen, but this is unseen territory to see Man City. What's his name? Game number 7, is it?
Yeah, I think 7 or 8.
7 or 8 now, isn't it? Yeah.
Thing is, though, it's like, yeah, I find it very difficult to feel sorry for a team that for the last 4 seasons has been champions of England. It's like, excuse me? Sympathy? No, it's in the dictionary. It's roughly halfway between shit and syphilis. It's a blip. They will come back.
Of course they will. I suppose the only kind of saving grace, we didn't see Pep scratch the crap out of himself today.
That's weird, isn't it?
That was a weird one. Yeah. Apologise, but when you put a statement out there, unfortunately, the statement sticks, even though you've said sorry to it.
Yeah.
AFC always says, "Guys, what?"
At least with the Anfield, there's a stadium ban on cats from getting in to claw your face off. Probably not at the Etihad.
AFC always says, "Congratulations, Liverpool winning the league title in Slot's first season."
It's not done yet.
It's still early, but we've seen worse things than that.
Remember 1998 when Arsenal were 13 points back or whatever it was?
Yeah.
Everybody thought, and it was Betfred, if I remember rightly, that paid out on Man United winning the league because they thought it was a done deal. And
that's right. Yeah,
we all know what happened then.
That's very true. Who knows? Bless you, Sharky. Thank you very much for that. AFC, as always, love to see you as always. And yet he's saying, and that Forest are doing very well. We could learn something off of this team because they bought players as well. Nuno has come in and he's gone playing some good football this season. We're 6, absolutely awesome season, but no doubt we'll wake up City next week like we did for Arsenal. I don't know. I think City's there for the taking at the moment. Sorry to say it, AK, but they are there for the taking at the moment. So who knows?
Yeah, he's mentioned that earlier on his show when I put a comment in. And, but yeah, I mean, they did us a favour. I mean, you think of it, Forest is the only team that's beat Liverpool this season.
Yes.
You know? So it makes it. I mean, it makes you think they are beatable. But I mean, I said it to Ye. Forest is no pushover this season. They're not. They're not a pushover.
No.
And I feel that they didn't turn up when we played against them last weekend. Forest did not turn up at all. And I'm not being funny when I say this as well, Tone. I say it exactly the same when it was your game on Monday night, Newcastle. I personally don't think Newcastle turned up. Newcastle are better than that. We know they are. They didn't turn up as well. But it's like what I said. In that Newcastle game you played, the best what I've seen was from Fabianski and your defence then. But it wasn't to be against us this weekend. Like yesterday, it just gone. It was like you were building up the blocks, and then when you played against us, it's like somebody come in and just push all your blocks over. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was what happened. So you've got Leicester City this week. I think it's Wednesday night you play, or is it Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Yeah. So hopefully you could get a win there. I don't know if that's is Van Nistelrooy going to be in charge for that game?
He will be.
No?
Yeah.
He will be. Yeah.
He will be.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And Casey was on with Chris. Just doing a match review earlier on, and it's a good show that the pair of them did. But yeah, I mean, like I said to you, like going by Lopetegui's algorithm, that win loss, that means we should be due for a win on Tuesday. But the new manager effect, anything can happen in this stage. Carl, good to see you as well. What's the crack? Yeah, I'm annoyed about the defeat. You've got to be happy with all the others though, Henry. Even Richard, even lads up, you're good. Condolences to Tony and West Ham yesterday. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll take that. Right. 100% AFM, we deserved it as well. We gave them the kick up the backside they needed. True. Richard saying, just want to shame the Plymouth Argyle fans yesterday. What happened there then?
Bristol City beat Plymouth Argyle 4-0 yesterday.
Oh, 4-0.
Oh, okay.
And it was because Wayne Rooney's in the manager there, isn't he? So,
yeah.
Is there any club in the world that Wayne Rooney won't go through all those hoops and lakes to destroy?
His missus is in the jungle at the minute, isn't she? Eating kangaroos, bollocks, and all that.
Apparently so, yes.
Yeah.
Anthony's done it as well, Gatesy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What was your favourite?
Which went from eating ogre bollocks to kangaroo bollocks.
No. The word bollocks is in right. The word bollocks. I hear bollocks every Wednesday and Sunday nights for these two. That's the bollocks I
get. Great statement from Cole there. Look, I mean, people forget the history of Forest and never sleep in them. Yeah, true.
Cluffy.
Yeah, well, what a player, manager. Spurs should play City every week. Rob saying, when we saw Newcastle and Arsenal fixtures, we didn't expect any points. We got 3 chalk and cheese performances, but 3 points were better than none.
That's true.
Absolutely.
I mean, would we have taken 2 draws? I think we would have done. So, in theory, we've come out a bit better than that. So,
I think it was under no illusion. I mean, for me, in that getting this win on Monday, as I said before, one game doesn't change the rest of our season. That consistency of what we do in the next game, the one after that, that's the key thing. But clearly, we know the rest. I don't need to say any more, basically.
Yeah.
Colin saying, gents, do you feel we need a different type of centre-back at the back? For Kilman and Todibo are both ball-playing centre-backs, and I don't feel they are very good in the air, which concerns me. It's not a bad shout.
I've not been overly impressed with Todibo, I've got to say.
Well, when we saw it on the Newcastle game where he made that howler with the ball, spun around on the sixpence, lucky enough Fabianski was switched on for it. But, for all the hype of getting this player in, and I know there's question marks on him, don't sleep in the forest and the hedgehog will bite your bollocks. He's in it. I'm not sure our keepers are good in the air either, Colin.
No.
Yeah. What did you make of that one against Gabriel? Did he, was it glancing, or was he, did he didn't exactly make full contact, did he?
No, but I think in the modern version of football, it's a pen, it's a foul. To be honest with you, I thought the same about the first penalty. 10, 15, 20 years ago, I think we all know, would that have been a penalty? Of course it wouldn't. But in the modern era, a player dangles their legs out, they've got a quick wing that's going to basically aim for the extended limb, make contact, and then go and throw themselves to the ground, and they know that 9 times out of 10 they'll get a penalty. So
True. Well, the interesting one, I mean, I'm just going to say on this one before I say the comment. Anthony, he's asking, where's your pick with a European trophy? First, I need to put his up.
Oh, sorry, no, I can't do mine on the thing. I would put our European trophy up on, in the background. Obviously the Cup Winners' Cup back in the early 90s when we played in Copenhagen. Smudgy got the goal, Alan Smith. So that's our only European success. To be honest with you, we haven't had the right people managing us. It's only George Graham that's won that trophy. Well, yeah, but I mean I think that was what it was, wasn't it? And then it was going to change, but which obviously it changed name, and then it became the Cup Winners' Cup, didn't it? So,
no, the Fairs Cup was a different one. It wasn't actually run by UEFA, but what essentially replaced it was the UEFA Cup in essence, because that stopped, and then the UEFA Cup kicked in.
Yeah, true, yeah. But yeah, that's the only one we've got. That's the only one we've won.
It's more than some.
It's more than some, yeah. I mean, Aston Villa's even won the Champions League, believe it or not.
Yeah.
So
true.
We got that to come. I can't even say it with a straight face.
Going on the Saka penny, what did you think about the statement that the Premier League put out today?
Statement? Go on, you've caught me unawares there.
Defending the decision, because when you look at it, it looked a bit light in my eyes. I mean, Paqueta left his leg out. Yeah. Easy one for Saka. And as he usually does, he fell over quite easily, hit the deck. Penalty was awarded. And I know there was a few areas where they kind of talked about it, but the Premier League apparently said that, it was the right decision and defending the referee. When you hear them kind of comments, and this is the thing I was going to allude to. I mean, when you hear them kind of comments, it usually means that there's a bit more to it when they're doing something like that. I mean, Anthony, what do you make? Did you make anything of that?
No, I didn't. I didn't really look in. I didn't read it or anything like that. So I was just so excited of getting over, beating West Ham 5-2, which obviously didn't surprise me. I was actually more worried of where your whereabouts was, Tim. I keep saying this. I thought you were. I put up wanted posters. I put in loads of bloody, people streaming today. I've been reporting a missing person, Tony. If he sees, please just give us a call or give us a message. I put on loads of shows, and all I got was a load of laughing back. So I was like, oh God, by me, it can't be that important then to YouTube.
I'm alive and kicking. I'm alive and kicking. Richard's saying, was it Ashton Gate yesterday to watch the Trackler Derby? And fuck me, what a fat bastard Rooney is. That to grease the tunnel so he can walk.
So we know who ate all the pies then.
He's Plymouth, he can manage Plymouth.
Yeah, I saw
Wigan apparently is known for their pies, aren't they? Wigan?
Yes, apparently.
So there you go. He could go back to the northwest.
Get
a job at Wigan.
Evening, Joanne. Hope you will. Thank you, Stephanie. Joanne also, right, Tony, not too bad a score yesterday. It wasn't bad, Terry was obviously very happy, Joanne. AFC saying yes, but when Arsenal were 13 points behind Man United in 98, our team were outstanding. Liverpool team now have nothing on that Arsenal 98 team. True.
Time will tell.
Yes, indeed. Big up to Aguna Matata. Big up to the panel in the chat. And they're all saying low as well. And yeah, penalty on Fabianski was hard, or Flapianski was harsh.
Just come out and catch
And-
it though.
Oh yeah, that was fucking hell. That was boxing. That was WWE. That was, wasn't it? Let's be honest. Like literally coming out, and it's like Jesus.
Chance to take, isn't it?
Yeah,
True.
Yeah, he should have caught it.
he should have
Don't
caught it.
like that.
But then again, it won't surprise me if the West Ham fans said, "Well, Gabriel, he should have manned up about it. He got it. He should have got up. He walks away."
Should have shook hands and just carried on.
Yeah, new pen.
Nah, I think
Bear with me.
he had to give a pen, to be fair.
Yeah,
My opinion.
yeah. It was,
Evening,
yeah.
Jez. How are we doing? Arsenal history the more. Good evening, mate. Hope you will. And they all sound like each other. Colin saying, long edge, yeah, I'm really happy, but I'll get over it, mate. Yeah, got no choice in the matter. Mr. Joshy J was also at the game. Bristol City were really good in the second half. Yeah, I wish we could have been.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, looking at that, I think the players were definitely at fault mostly for most of that first half. Second half, it was more formality. Do you think we gave up a fight in the second half, Casey?
Do I think we gave?
Gave a fight, or did we give up at that stage?
Nah, not at all. Like I say, I just think that Arsenal were very clever. They just managed the game sensibly. If they wanted to, they could have absolutely destroyed us yesterday. I mean, as it was, conceding 5 goals at home is never something to be sort of proud about in a London derby. So
Yeah,
it's just one of those.
we have to dust ourselves off and try and get back into it, basically.
Yeah.
AK4 Pete saying, gents, we are in the mud, but I still back the team to get back to winning ways. I'm sure you will get there. There's no two ways about it. Bit different for us, I suppose. Just seeing this one. Big up, Tony. Now you monetize this as a 4,000 IOU from Fuzzy.
You're meant to be paying me.
Cole's saying it's painful with so many, and then having a platform as everything is hyped. First game of the season equals title challenges, relegation. The same reactions for each week. Too much definitive discourse. I think that's unfortunate. It's the seems to be the way these days. Yeah, exactly, Jez. Hope you and your family have a good holiday. That's for sure.
Nice.
James saying, I think Tadibo is not up to Premier League physically standard. Good on the ball, but gets bullied easily. Just an observation. Not a bad shout, actually.
Yeah.
Evening to Arsenal Manic as well. Big up, peeps. Sorry, I can't cook West Ham. I'm out. We'll try and get back in 20 minutes. No worries. And don't bring the cooking with you either. Leave West Ham out of it. We're damaged as it is. Pep is still scratching about for a win.
Mm-hmm.
Pep scratch and sniff, scratch the wrong area. Oh dear me!
As long as he didn't do what that Yogi Löw did, the former German manager. Remember that?
Yeah,
that was like, oh God, what the hell's he doing there? Wouldn't shake hands with him afterwards, would you?
No.
Apparently, he runs a delicatessen now. Customers
brilliant.
are flooded. Yeah, I'll try. Usually you're not wrong there. Alan Smith does awful commentary on the TV. God, dear me. Yeah. Shocking.
Did awful commentary in FIFA too.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
That's for Wednesday, yes.
Right, Rogues Gallery, that. Would you buy a second-hand motor from any of these people?
Yeah.
I thought that. I thought, who's that in that pile of shit? And I thought, it's Tom.
I said I was going to do something different for you, Anthony.
Oh, no, yeah. True.
It was not a penalty. Fab caught the ball and in doing so glanced Gabriel's face. Well, he has got one of them hittable faces, isn't he, I suppose?
Oh, God.
Yeah. They all soloed. Yeah. Saka pen was like the Jota pen. There was contact, but they went down afterwards. Agree on that one. He'll scratch his eyes out next.
Yeah.
Breaking news: just in South. Dear me. South Clan will be the new West Ham manager.
Yes.
Yes.
You'll
All the way.
put a polling team. If you could put a polling team, do you reckon Southgate is good enough to manage West Ham and let people vote? I laugh. It was like 80-20 to Southgate. Honestly.
I might do that for the Tuesday show and if let's see what we get. I mean, that'd be interesting reading in itself. But yeah. What
It'd
it is,
be
guys.
like getting Moyes back.
Oh, dear. Imagine it as joint managership. Them two.
Oh,
Wow.
God.
That would be shocking. Obviously, before with the Ten Hag reign and Woody going to be going. Obviously, we was winding Fuzzy up to say that Southgate is coming in at Man United. So of course, once they got the manager they wanted, these two switched it on me.
Well, I suppose it's fair game, isn't it?
Of
I
course it is.
don't see he's going to rock up at London Stadium, please.
Yeah, yeah. Please, let's not. He's saying Fabianski's one was shocking. Both players doing their jobs, and shit happens. But like Cole said, if it was us, I would take it. Of course, I think anyone wouldn't they? Really. Pucker pies. Oh yeah, pucker pies.
Nice.
Goon is asking the question, Tony. What did happen? We were shite. Simple as that. We were literally shite. We just allowed Arsenal to do what they was doing. Did we match them at any point in the first half? Not really. Did we do anything in the second half? As Casey said, no, we didn't. The only kind of shining light is the two goals that we scored. I mean, 2-2 for Wan-Bissaka now. Would that make him our top goal scorer now? And then Emerson's free kick. Brilliant. Love that one all day long.
No, it was a good one. Yeah. Fuzzy, what do we think of West Ham?
Shit.
What do we think of shit?
West Ham.
Dear me.
Terrible.
Get this all
Don't
the time,
worry,
mate.
Tottenham can also share that as well. Because
Yeah.
failing to beat a 10-man Fulham. It's not easy. It's not easy.
Very
We're a
Spursy.
bubble tube. Yes. Got ball first from what I saw. Yeah, I thought exactly the same thing as well. Gabriel should have just took it on the chin. Yeah, I'll take that all day long. And okay, saying you will wake up when we face you. We're not a good place at the moment. Have your fun. Exactly that. Evening, Richo. Yeah, you said 4-0 United and didn't bet in it. Oh, you missed the trick there, mate. Missed the trick. Richo, let us know. Is that die chat now?
Oh, should have had a bet. Even if it was just a couple of pound, £2, £2.50. Just something. I guarantee you would have won a few £100 with that.
Jerry saying if Arsenal did win the league, it'll be a wank fest. The Emirates.
Oh, God.
It will be for one player, that's for sure. What is this goalkeeper meant to today? Let goals in or protect poor little Arsenal? Yeah, smack them out, take them out.
Yeah.
Like their supporters. Definitely. We are in serious bother. Shit needs sorting. Do we see it happening though?
No.
I mean, this is the question now. Does the board sit up and think? I mean, we give him an execution of faith. But how long do you give it?
Next
Yeah.
2 games, I think, are critical.
Well,
Yeah.
4-year contract at least.
No.
I think you're right there. I mean, it's the Leicester game and the Wolves game are very crucial. And the worst part about it, actually, yes, Leicester's got the new manager effect, but Wolves, very uneven side. What team's going to turn up when they play, and knowing them when they turn up against us, they're going to be all right. Because fun enough, it's a question that Henry's
But they've
kind
been
of
in pretty good form until the game at the weekend.
Yeah, that's right. They were, wasn't they? I mean, Henry's asked us, how do you see your Christmas running in going? So, let's start with Anthony. Arsenal's Christmas run, how do you see it going?
Anything can happen. Boxing Day fixtures. Then you've got that gap between obviously Christmas Day and New Year's. You've got that gap, and obviously New Year's Day. So, I mean, players do moan that the games are quite close to one another. But listen, that's how they do the fixtures at the end of the day. All you got to do is play a decent game of football for 90 minutes. That's all you got to do, and try and win the bloody game. So that's it. So hopefully, I always say if we can get 7 points, I'm always happy with that. 9 would be fantastic. Minimum of 7 within that gap, that period.
What about you, Fuzzy, with Man U?
Just as many wins as possible.
Yeah.
We've started off December the right way with 3 points, and let's just continue that on for as much as possible. Use all of these games. You're not going to win everything, but use these games to just establish as much of this new system, new tactics, and new ideas as possible. Handle the squad well. I mean, some of the Arsenal were able to rotate some of the players out or sub off key players in moments during the game. Man United could do the same. Sub off players that would be important for the next game, because playing players for 90 minutes and then starting midweek, because it's not a case of you play once every weekend. You're playing midweek as well, pretty much flat out all the way until March at the very least.
Yeah.
So the scheduling is going to be hectic. The physical demand is going to be right on top of these players, and squad management's going to be imperative. And today we saw squad management from United, and it looks like everybody feels like they want it at the moment in the team. So it fills me with confidence that despite moving players around or changing teams, everyone's working hard. So it comes at a crucial moment.
True. And then obviously, Gates here, what do you think of our running? Because
do we have to discuss that?
Oh,
I'm just looking at it here actually. So obviously we know we got Leicester and Wolves the next 2, and then after that we got a trip to Bournemouth, at home to Brighton, away to Southampton, Liverpool at London Stadium, and it says Man City, but I'm guessing the FA Cup will possibly delay that. It's just like there's.
Yeah.
It's not like we're playing against teams that have got nothing to play for. Leicester are fighting relegation, Wolves are fighting relegation. Possibly the only one that you probably look at and go is probably not going to be fighting relegation or really sort of doing too much at the upper reaches is Bournemouth. Brighton are at the upper reaches. Southampton are fighting against relegation. Liverpool are fighting for the title. It's like, Jesus Christ. It's like there's nothing there that you really would look at and go, that's a gimme. Sort of like it's a mid. There's something hinging on it all the way. I don't see any. I mean, there's never an easy fixture. Let's get it right. There's never an easy fixture in the Premier League. But
No.
yeah, in the form we're in, that doesn't look particularly great.
I mean, I make you right what you're saying. When the Leicester and the Wolves game is the pinnacle, and if he loses both of those, are this ball going to step up and do the right thing? Because we know full well if we start because obviously it's looking quite close now to that less than bottom half of the table where we are. If we don't change anything at that stage, then come the new year, it's not easy to get out of that area. Even when how tight this league is at the moment, it would be very hard to get out of it. Especially the fact, I mean, look at Southampton. They should have won that game. Got disallowed with a goal. Flynn Downs obviously scoring the goal and obviously got ruled offside for that. Teams like that find a little bit of form. If we're not careful, switcheroo could easily come along, and if that does,
yeah,
man.
true. Yeah, is it me or is the chat dead tonight? Like in the comments. But yeah, you think West Ham have got their ass kicked or something on the weekend? Oh, they did. Sorry. But, he's just
He can't help himself, can he? He just cannot
No.
help himself.
well, being an Arsenal fan and being there, like doing our show on the West Ham channel. You've got to really, you've got to rub it in there, ain't you?
You're going to milk it. You're going to milk it for what it's worth. I know that.
Yeah.
I know that. I know that.
Got to be done.
Fair play to you as well, mate. Rob's saying Pep got caught speeding on the motorway and begged the cop to give him 3 points.
No, instead they cleared up his license a little bit more by taking 3 points away.
It's nice of them.
Take it away. Colin saying Lopez at fault for yesterday's performance. His tactics again. Possibly on that one. Like I said, it's just the fact that team did well on Monday, and then we come into this game and was it Arsenal in awe of Arsenal? They got scared against them. Who knows? Evening, Jose. Good to see you. Another commiserations for the Spurs as well.
You got busy.
I don't know how you feel about that. Fuzzy, you're next, apparently, as Goon is saying.
Are we next? Or are you next?
It'd be a 0-0 draw then, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you can see it coming a mile off.
That's what'll happen.
All that hype.
Attacked.
Just to disappoint the whole league.
If Slot was to win the Premier League in the maiden season, it's curtains for Arteta's fanboys. Their excuse was Man City and Guardiola. What then? That's a good shout. He's very calm in what he does, and he sort comes in, does his bit, walks off. Nice. Colin's also saying, gents, to tell you the truth, I honestly feel Graham Potter waiting for the call from West Ham.
Yep.
On that though, Rob, would you say more of an interim manager to get us through the season?
No, I think he'd be. I don't think he'd come in like David Moyes did the first time, and sort of like be satisfied with an interim gig. I think he'd come in and he'd be like, no, I want a 2.5 year contract minimum.
I mean, it's probably his kind of level, I'd say. We see what he did at Brighton. We knew Chelsea was the wrong thing. He should have never gone there in the first place.
Basket case.
Yeah. But maybe something like us. But then, if you read the rumours, Sullivan's not interested in him.
No, we'll see.
Stranger things have happened, as they say.
Yeah.
Safe need christening. We've started well, many. We just have to keep going and keep Salah, Virgil, and Trent. But it's possible Sullivan's leaving for PSG. Interesting.
I'd have thought he'd have gone to Saudi myself.
I think that's where it'll be. I think he'll be there myself. Arsenal should play West Ham every week, like Tottenham should play Man City every week. Richard saying yes, die chat. Yeah.
That would be Moyes going straight in there then, wouldn't it?
Oh, you can see it, can't you?
Yeah.
Because fun enough, when you was hearing about, obviously, like with Southampton, there was a chance he could go there or he could go to Leicester. But at the moment, he's still jobless. But everything could be the case.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in the mud as well. If Arsenal could keep the current squad fit and available, particularly Odegaard, Saka, and the two centre-backs, Arsenal got a 30% chance to win the Premier League this season. Well, the main thing there, it comes down to one person alone, and that's Arteta. He's the one who can really balls it up. And Anthony, he's done that before in the past.
Yeah.
Seventh loss in a row. Thanks, AK. Tony, I see you going mental, mate. I might see that said it.
That made sense. Yeah. You see Pep doing that, didn't he? It was, remember he turned around and
Look at the 6 Premier League titles. Everyone else on Twitter's just responding. How many games have you lost in a row, Pep?
Drop mic, walks out.
Yeah.
Joe's asking the question, how do you think Arsenal will do against United?
Where's the game being played?
It's at the Emirates. That's the
It's at the
Emirates.
Emirates.
Okay.
So yeah, I think it'd be all right. I reckon it'd be a good game. I mean, we didn't really could pick up a knock against West Ham. We haven't really got any injured players again apart from Ben White. So you know what I mean. So we got no major concern. I think the major concern is with that Man United team. I mean, to be honest with you, the way they played against Everton, I was expecting that result. Pretty much roughly in the first game against Ipswich, but obviously it wasn't to be. So obviously they're beating everybody. But you look at it, I mean, Everton, they're not exactly fantastic, are they? They're not knocking down walls or anything this season. So, obviously it's going to be a very difficult game for Man United, especially going to the Emirates because
Let's put it this way, Anthony. We'll agree on this. Both our warm-up games were against relegation fodder, right?
Oh yeah, true. Yeah,
True that.
Yeah.
Well, I'll shake on that. We'll agree on that.
Short and sweet.
AFC saying your fuzzy wuzzy will feel wuzzy when we slap Man United like West Ham. Didn't Sporting have a new manager bounce?
No. They had a new manager loss. They lost. This game this weekend to some random team at home, so they're definitely feeling the departure of Amarim.
Wow. Colin saying, yeah, Anthony, mate, I would have had a fair amount of money if my £100 bet had come in, but just wasn't to be always next time. Some you lose, some you don't.
True. This is true, Colin. True.
Oh, Jesus. Like, you can't help yourself, can you? Look, gloat. How many West Ham fans was crying on the weekend? Be honest.
You just get used to it after a while.
I'm getting bollockings left, right, and centre.
It's the West Ham way, Anthony.
Yeah.
We are used to this. We're used to this. I mean, look at this way, yeah? If you look at Arteta when he first came in, them 2 8th positions that you had, look how Arsenal fans were then. They were a meltdown, not used to it. We, on the other hand, we've got the strongest pair of shoulders going. We've propped the league up. We've kind of been up there.
Yeah.
The Conference Trophy. We've been there, mate. We know how to handle it. You guys, unfortunately, cannot. So, no, we weren't crying. All right.
Sorry, one just went missing.
Not go missing, mate. I was right there all the time. Can write off this month. We're getting 0 points. Oof.
Not good.
Jez, great chat. Catch you all in a week or so. Take care, all. Jez, have a great holiday out there with your family and your grandkids. Enjoy the break.
Thank you, Jez.
Tony, drop a bombshell at him and send that. Yeah, get out of it. Take care, is all saying there. All saying have a nice time. That's not exactly true. This is an easy fixture in the Premier League. Arsenal at Shite Hart Lane. Big up to Ravi, hope he's well. Big up Liverpool's have to really secure being at the top now and don't slip up. It's theirs to lose now, isn't it, really?
Mm.
Do you wish owners would spend more time visiting the Olympic Stadium, Tony and Gatesy?
I think that Sullivan's there every home game, isn't he?
He's there, yeah. Yeah, he's always there.
Yeah, I think he's there all the time, sadly.
I think, what's his name? Is it the American guy? Is it Trip something? He's there every now and then, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, Kretinsky might be the one that you're talking about there, Henry, I'm guessing. I guess he's got his hands full with the Royal Mail takeover, isn't he?
Which is not looking too good for him at the moment.
Mm.
So if that does go Pete Tong, hopefully he switches his money and starts investing in us. And gets Sullivan out.
Yeah,
we can only hope. Christmas is coming. Christmas is coming. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Going is saying, Tony and panel, you lot conduct yourself well. My mate said, thank you very much, and thank you to Aguna's mate as well. We try our best in that. I mean, I've got to put up with these two next to me, not Gatesy, but these two this side. I've got to put up with him. That side, him and all. Playing on his phone, have another message. Leave the phone alone. Stop putting stupid messages in the chat. Otfaz, well, we should do unless she's put out some Red Devils to play with you or something. So that's when Arsenal is. Arteta going to do his dark arts stuff.
Wow.
Mm.
Ruben Amorim's beaten Arteta before. He's got to do it again. But will the Man United players step up and take on the challenge?
I mean, obviously, Anthony, if Arsenal lose this game,
Yeah.
is it over on the title?
I don't know. You probably would think so because, I mean, it's all right to lose a game, but I mean, if you're up there and you're challenging for the Premier League title, I mean, even if we lose that, I think that'd be 3 games now if we lose against Man United, you know, in this season. But I mean, it depends on how the teams affects on around you, you know. So at the minute, Liverpool are doing the business. So you know, it's down to whoever can beat Liverpool. And then when we play Liverpool on the day, if we could beat them, that reduces that gap to 3 points stuff. So I mean, anything can happen. But the way things are going at the minute, I can't see us winning. I can't see us winning anything. We haven't got a squad that's got much depth in it. To be honest with you, you know, I mean, we've been hit with injuries this season as well. But you know, we've just got on with it and just had to do what we had to do. But you know, my opinion on Arteta team. I think we need a different manager in that can take us to the next level for us to win the Premier League. Arteta's not the man, unfortunately. So that's it.
I mean, Ravi's saying here, Liverpool keeps saying as much. It's looking rosy Lee, like Anthony's tea. We still need a couple of reinforcements in January to push on, possibly so. But
yeah,
I mean, they only brought one player in, and I don't think they've played him yet, have they?
I don't know. Who's that? Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Oh yeah, they bought in Chiesa, didn't they? The Italian, for 12.5 million. They haven't paid. There's reports, I think, they're on about selling him in this window, the January window.
He had quite a bad injury record, didn't he?
I think
he did as well. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, just like our invisible man as well.
What, Fulkrug? Or Fuckleg?
Well, Nick calls him Fuckrug.
Yeah, no, I know. I did call him Fuckrug at one point, but it was sort of like now he's fucked his leg. It's Fuckleg.
Fuckleg.
Yeah.
I love that. That's brilliant. Yeah, true, Jane. Not getting carried away one game at a time. Colin saying, gentlemen, I don't think we have enough character in our side that will be up for a relegation fight. That's what worries me. Yeah, we haven't got any kind of strong kind of players in there. I agree with that. Yet he's saying Pep getting ready to run before the charges come down. It's a plan. Oh, Anthony Sticky Fingers slips and wee. Tony, when West Ham scored, did you think you might be able to get back in? Well, stranger things have happened. I thought it was going to be, there's a possibility if we had a chance of getting a third goal, it could have made it squeaky bum time for Arsenal because, as you know, Anthony, when it comes to things like that, Arteta has not got no plan B.
No.
But when you got the fifth goal, and that I think literally knocked the stuffing out of us, and that was it. Yeah. But good to see. I mean, it was better than last time. You know what you alluded to, being that 4-0 drubbing at half time. At least we got a couple of goals in that one, so it made it a little bit interesting in that half.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I think fair play because it was the build up to your goals as well.
Yes,
I think West Ham played. I mean, obviously, on the attacking, you want bad attacking in the first half. All right, your defense was poor. You've got to admit that, but there were spells. Even though you scored the 2 goals, in all fairness, you could have maybe scored a third in that first half. Yeah. Maybe even a fourth, because there was time. You're thinking, bloody hell, it was 5-2 now. Listen, West Ham's on the attack, and you were constantly going on the attack, and we were struggling. So,
hello, mate. You've moved your ankles, gone. There's a question for you as well, Anthony, if he's still here. Yeah. So we do the show.
I'm going to get a bad neck.
And what you can't see is all of the things in his living room just all just fallen to the side now.
Or crash to one side of the thing. I'll start AFC always commenting to wait until he comes back in there. Jez needs a break. He hasn't been himself. That's fair enough. 29 likes. Thank you very much, Stephanie. Smash the likes up and subscribe. And also, yes, make sure you're also doing it to the people in the chat as well that runs channels. Long ahead, yet his cave. Arsenal history and more. Aguna Matata as well. And of course, on the panel, you've got. He disappeared.
He's gone.
So it should be coming back in, hopefully. The West Ham Massive and Hot Fuzz 44. They will be linked in the description for these gents on the end of the show. So we get from there. Your new boss hopefully will be hammering. Question to the panel: what is actually the biggest bottle job for a Premier League club that have failed to go on and win a league title? For it has to be Arsenal.
Newcastle, 96.
Oh, do you remember that?
I do.
I love it. I love it.
They absolutely, they completely lost. And the manager, that one there, he went absolutely ballistic on that interview post-match. They should have won the Premier League that year, and they bottled it.
Yeah, and that's a great shout because what a team they had then, and they, they could have easily have done that. I wonder to be a fly on the wall and when Ferguson sitting indoors and that he must have spilt wine all over his white shirt when he's pissing himself with laughter, watching Keegan capitulate on the TV live. He thought himself, job done.
Yeah.
Now.
He was sitting there rubbing his hands.
Oh man, that's the way of doing it. Arsenal ain't winning the title even if we draw or lose to Man United. I don't want to finish behind a team again. I want to win it. Get used to it. That's all I could say. Get used to it. Finishing behind a team. Yeah, Pepsi saying Newcastle bottled league mid-90s, as we said.
Yeah.
And then you're very punny. Top Gunners will not worry. We've got light bulbs and we've got lemons and a dog called Win.
No.
Rafi's asking you, Fuzzy, you like Ahmad? I think he's a top player for United.
Yeah, insane performance. Like some of them, like 2 of the goals came from him pressing the ever-loving shit out of an Everton player. Literally just full-on sprinting into him. Take the ball. Thanks. Thank you very much. I'll take that.
Yeah, he's a good little kid, isn't he? Henry saying, what's going on with Villa? They were 4th and now they've really slipped up. Didn't they do this last year? They got to a stage where, they started to fall off the edge of a cliff.
I don't think so. I think that was actually Newcastle. Because I think, was it last season that Newcastle were in Europe? They started fairly strong and then they really tailed off.
Yeah, I think it might have been last year for Newcastle, but didn't they have a lot of injuries then as well? But Villa, I mean, yeah, it seems strange that started off so well. And the funny part about it is, for us West Ham people, especially when we was looking for Duran, he seems to have completely disappeared off the radar.
I wonder if part of it might be that he's just got the ump with continually being on the bench behind Watkins, and maybe he's kind of got the ump, and it just makes me wonder whether maybe we could make a move for him in January.
Oh, it's a great shout.
You never know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Side game today with with all the shithousery that Jared Branthwaite was putting on. Maybe take 30 million off of his price tag. It's already trying to fulfill his services for the club.
See, it will be a bet. I mean, obviously, do you think you'll go for him?
I think probably the summer, yeah, but January I think is a bit too expensive to do for a deal in January. I think they want to look at strengthening the attacking portion of the midfield. Like to just better players, creativity-wise, players who are patient enough with possession. So that's one thing we weren't too good at today was possession or looking after the ball in situations further up the pitch.
Night name lemon, or almost for the puppy. Or a second dog for them. Good win for the Chelsea. Yeah, Chelsea and that are looking good as well. Yeah, you say, go home, Anthony, you're drunk. Upside down tractor. Mike, West Ham United saying Bristol earthquake. Good evening to you as well, Mike. Brilliant. Solid and clean sheet. And I thought it might have been Anthony. My battery died just like West Ham. I'll be back on. Yeah, get that little dig in as well, didn't he? He can't help himself. Breaking news, tractors crashed into Ant's living room and took out his broadband. Palmer is the best player. Yeah. Okay, look, so AFC is also saying, how many times have Arsenal bottled a league title, not just under Arteta, what about Wenger too? So about 2 times, was it? Because where United kept in when they had the chance to.
Do you think Tottenham as well in 2016?
True that they did manage to finish third in a 2-horse race.
Exactly that.
Literally overtaken on like the last day by Arsenal.
Yeah.
Crazy
Brilliant.
stuff. But I think Ferguson might have bottled the title as well, I think, at one point.
But there was
quite
been
a big
few times,
turnover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Arsenal one in
Quite
'98.
a big points turnover as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's certain games you played at a certain stadium and they managed to stop you winning the title. Don't know who they are on that. But not at all.
Happened more than once as well.
I wasn't going to gloat.
No.
Gates. I'm not that type of person. I don't like to gloat about these kind of things, and it's good for Fuzzy ever learn that side of things.
Yeah, well,
A lot of top teams and poor runs. True. It's a weird old season, though, isn't it? I mean, how tight this table is. It's a very weird season at the moment. No one, apart from Liverpool's got a nice little gap developing. But
mind the gap, Jesus, 9 points.
9 points is, it can easily be caught up with. But at the same point, we've seen it. A couple of wins and a couple of losses, and it changes the table dynamic straight off.
Well, that's why I think Arsenal on Wednesday absolutely must win if they want this league title. If not, Liverpool, they'll play their game. If they win that, 12 points clear.
No, that's right. I mean, a great statement from Yeti there as well. Look, the Reds are back. We're building something that's looking great, definitely. Tony, what year is that behind you? That is 1980, when I still had hair and I was young and slim.
Drove a convertible
and had more money.
Yeah.
Didn't give so much to the tax man.
Yeah.
And for driving through London and things like that.
Oh, Jesus.
Driving your convertible, crop top down, tank top
hair flowing
behind
in
the wheel, speeding down the M1.
That's it.
Newly opened M1.
You could wolf whistle someone and sort of like they take it as a compliment. Now you get up on some sort of charge, but never mind.
Yeah, this is true. Colin's saying, gents, I'll tell you now, there will be bids coming from West Ham in the new year. My understanding is a bid of 1 billion comes. Sullivan may accept it, but Sullivan is so dodgy. You know who he knows. Yeah, it's true. I mean, if that happens, that'd be great. I mean, we was hoping if it all went bad at the Spurs thing, that Staveley could actually change her mind and look to us. That would be nice. But if that does happen, I think it's sorely needed. I mean, Gates, I think we've talked about this one before, and that, I mean, we need this change drastically to turn our fortunes around, at least, even if it's just to keep us in the right end of the table rather than the wrong end.
Yeah, do you reckon if you get Qatar coming again, if they were in the first place, but if you get Qatar coming, you'll be on this panel shitting on both me and Anthony.
From a great height as well. From a great height.
Look at us, we've got another
£500
£500 million war chest in the summer.
This is the thing, though, isn't it? I mean, yeah, because I like the, looking at Newcastle being there, are literally the richest club on the planet. with their owners. It's the fact of the way they do business.
Hmm.
They haven't gone in gung ho and outed Eddie Howe and bought in XYZ players. They're doing it the right way. They realise this FFP, and no doubt they know the stigma against them or their owners, and they're doing it the right way. But you're right. I think if we do get that effect, you imagine what some fans would be like. They would want the world, and it won't happen.
It's not just that; it's the fact that obviously, the Saudis. There's all that thing about them. They're sort of their leader, which is basically the person that owns Newcastle. When you cut through the bullshit, chopping off heads of journalists and shit like that, allegedly.
Yes,
I had to get the word allegedly in.
Allegedly, we like using that word a lot on this channel.
Yeah,
we use that quite often on this channel. But yeah, you're right what you're saying. I mean that. Let's hope that someone comes in and does the right things. That's all we can hope for. Michael Chelsea saying, "Don't worry, Tony. You might not need 40 points to stay up."
We had 42 points in 2003 and still went bloody down.
True. God, yeah. A few players, yeah. Going and saying, "Hot fuzz, yes, 3 times we're taking it off you." Fighting talk.
This is a good thing, because it's like both fan bases are really giving it like proper fired up going into a Man United Arsenal fixture. Beforehand, it's like only one really was feeling it, the other wasn't, and there's not really all that much that people really care about that fixture. But
true.
Now it's like we're on it, they're on it, all going at each other's throats. Love it. That's how it should be. Fire.
Yeah.
I'm going to need to disappear at this moment, gentlemen. I do apologise.
No, it's Casey was great for coming on. I mean, we're not that long ourselves going to be going off anyway. But I've just seen James from E20, so I'm just going to send the link over to him so at least you can get him come on.
Hey, James. Hope you're well. Anyway, I'm going to disappear, as I say. I've got things.
Thank you, mate. Appreciate you coming on.
Ready for tomorrow, so I'll speak to you boys soon.
Yes, thanks again.
Take care, guys.
Take
guys
care.
That are watching, don't forget to drop a like on the stream and subscribe. Taddy bye.
Ta-da, mate. Ta-da.
Yeah.
Bear with me. What's going on here?
Sacked in the morning. You're getting sacked in the morning. Sacked in the morning. You're getting sacked in the morning.
James, I've just sent the link through to yourself. Ravi saying, what I think is happening is the volume of games that includes the UCL and Villa, as it's relatively new playing this many games. Now slipping down, they have to prioritise where they have to take seriously. It's a good shout, actually. Yeah, because you play that many games, have they got the squad to do it? Tony and Fuzzy, don't give up on your FPL. No, we won't, Pepsi. We won't do that. Christian Woods was an excellent buy. Why did Newcastle let him go? They needed him. Anthony peddling the bike toward the internet back up. Yeah, taking a while. Yeah, Kush came out of sent the league. Hopefully, I'll see you shortly. To the panel. Seriously, how far from Chelsea becoming a top? Ooh, it's a good shout. I think Mascherano in that, what he's got this team doing at the moment, they look pretty decent. If it's not, I think you'll see more next year. He's getting his feet under the table. He's doing good stuff. It's going in the right direction with Chelsea at the moment. I mean, what do you make of that, Fuzzy, yourself with the Chelsea?
Yeah, I think Maresca's done a really respectable job. Like, he's come off the back of essentially mid-table mediocrity Chelsea, and he's turned a mid-table mediocrity and sort of gone, well, let's sign a couple of good top quality players, specialist players, and try and find a team. Now, I thought towards the start of the season where it's a little bit wobbly, I was thinking maybe he's just rotating to find his best team. I think we're sort of seeing that best team really come to fruition. A lot more consistent with, I think, his lineups now, and just generically just a way of playing and a game plan that they're going into each game with. And you're seeing, impact players firing on all cylinders. Nicholas Jackson, somebody who last season people are just like, we need a striker really bad. This season, it's, well, I'd like a striker, but damn, Nicholas Jackson's doing a really good job. I think it's like eight league goals in 13 Premier League appearances this season, so not bad for a striker.
No.
And Pedro Neto doing his business, impact from the left. Got C20. You got Sancho when he plays, impacts here or there, getting assists, linking up play. Cole Palmer still, the standard bearer for that club. They're figuring things out, and they're starting to put something together.
James, welcome, mate. Good to have you on the show.
No worries, mate.
I was going to say, where do we start?
Outclassed, outdone, outplayed, and just a load of shite in it. Let's be real. I don't know what to say, Tone. If you want me to be honest, I don't know what we're trying to be. I've just done a space for the last 2 hours on Twitter.
Oh.
And I was talking to a few people, and we're all in the same sort of camp. It's like, we're damned if we do, we're damned if we don't. If we sack him, we don't know what we're going to get. If we keep him, we know we're going to expect the same as what we got yesterday. I don't know about you boys. Obviously, you got a Man United fan watching it as a neutral, you got you watching it as a fan. I don't know. It was embarrassing. 30 minutes in, we're 4-0 down.
Yeah. I mean, you expect from what we did on Monday to carry it into this game. You kept with the same team, basically. You're expecting some kind of fight, and did we learn from that game, and can we bring it into this game? And it wasn't the case, was it? I mean, it was just madness. We kind of, for me, I think you got some people saying Lopetegui at fault. Oh, you might say you can blame him in the tactics, but at the same point, you've got to look at the players and the defending, especially the first 2 goals.
Even the 4th goal's bad and all, though.
Yeah, I agree on that one. But why do we, these are pro players. You're taught how to defend from a youngster. Nothing changes. If anything, if you're a defender, that's your bread and butter at the end of the day. That's what you was taught to do. But fair play to Arsenal and their set pieces, because I know Gabriel was always going to be the danger man. But from that run he made, virtually run all the way through the defence to the other side of the goal, and then all of a sudden get a free header. Who's tracking the man first of all? And then Wan-Bissaka keeping an eye on Trossard and lets him peel away from him for an easy tap-in.
Yeah, I know. That was actually mentioned just a minute ago, funny enough. He's like, people rave about the goal, but they don't look at the defending in the first place. The thing is, the defending in the first 30 minutes was shambles, like, from everyone. I don't know why it went the way it went, but I've got a strong inkling it's because of this head coach who is basically running out of ideas. If I'm honest.
Yeah.
Like, he's running out of ideas. And I'm going to be honest, the next 2 games for West Ham are big. Because if Leicester win and Wolves win, we're in a relegation battle. Simple as that. And
True.
Like, Leicester on Tuesday night, I'm actually dreading this game. Absolutely dreading it. Like, I shouldn't be sitting here dreading Leicester away. Like, I shouldn't. Like, not with the talent that we got. But I suppose, like, I just don't know, Tone. I just don't know. Like, from where we was a long time ago with Moyes, yeah, and I get the argument with Moyes, but I look at it now, this is worse. This is a situation where you got better players, bigger squad,
yeah,
and we're a worse side.
I agree on that. We actually are worse, and it comes down to him. No 2 ways about it. I mean, I jokingly say, Lopetegui's algorithm: win, lose, win, lose, win, lose, win, lose. So with this one, we lost. So Tuesday, it should be a win. But with this bloke, you just don't know. I mean, Fuzzy's in a better position. These managers come in and that, and it's looking quite tidy at the moment for them.
Manager that we looked at and let go.
Yeah.
It just tells you this is the thing, right? Man United, they knew Ten Hag was a problem to a point, and they thought, you know what, we're going to see how he goes, and then they made the change. And look how fast they sorted that out. They went right, Ten Hag out, Almiron in the space of like 48 hours, 72 hours, whatever it was, done. With us, and this is what was just discussed on the Spaces a minute ago, with a whole summer or a whole 6 months to a point. If you want to be honest, you had 6 months. Once you knew you weren't going to give David Moyes a new contract, you had plenty of time to go out and scout a new manager, and to go out and grab Julian Lopetegui is like going from a nice Mercedes Benz to a fucking Robin Reliant. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's where it angers me at times, because I do look at it and I think it's a collective of everything. I think the fan base last year was told many stories in regards of who's going to come. I think Sullivan doesn't change his spots ever. He always does the same thing. I think Lopetegui I don't really blame all this on Lopetegui. I think it's a collective of all three of them. And I think Steidon needs to be looked at and all, because when you're serving up players, and we haven't got a ball playing goalkeeper, we've got no midfield. Like, it seems like any combination of midfield is a weakness there.
Yeah.
Like, I was in the pub last night and I was surrounded by Arsenal fans. And they even said to me after that, fair enough, I had a good bit of banter with them. And they said to me after, I said, you're actually worse than you was last year. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, well, but truth hurts sometimes, as they say. And yeah, when you look at something like that, I mean, Fuzzy, look at the Man United with Ten Hag going to Amorim. You didn't have the same thing like us, trying to fight people and their opposition.
No, we just had depression.
Depression.
We to be fair, we did have issues. I think it was in like Europe as well, where away fans were getting placed in the home sections and nobody seemed to really care about it. And we were just like, but with the state of the club at the moment, that's like one of the last things you ever do is just filter loads of these away fans into the home sections just to fill out the attendance. And it's just like, it's not really on.
I completely agree with you, mate. I really do.
Man, Arsenal Manic saying here, did Arsenal switch off in the second half? I think we already alluded that. Just took it easy. Training session in the second half.
Arsenal controlled the game in the second half. They thought they had the scare. They thought, you know what, we're going to sit back and we're going to do so. I just want to go back to what Fuzzy was just saying about away fans in the home end. This has not been a one-off at West Ham. This has been happening quite a lot over the last 3 years. I've done YouTube. I've heard quite a lot of stories where people going in there with full kits, near enough, of rival clubs and sitting amongst West Ham fans. I don't agree with it. I really don't. I think it's wrong. I think when you're allowing rival fans in the home end, they're not there for the same purpose as what you're there for. You're there to support your team. They're there for a game of football. If you had a neutral area in the ground, I'd say, okay, fair enough. Wouldn't like it, but I'd accept it. But to have people in the Bobby Moore lower, which is iconic to a point, even when it was at Upton Park and now it's at Stratford, for me, I think it's totally unacceptable, mate. And someone's going to get killed. I'm going to be honest, someone's going to get killed eventually in a ground, and then like someone's going to get seriously hurt. And for me, yesterday doesn't shock me, if I'm honest. It doesn't.
No, that's true. This is what we were saying earlier on, where it's obviously the LLDC that look after, or whatever their new name is now, that look after the ground. It's them that bring the stewards in, the catering and stuff like this. Surely the remit should be, away fans as away fans. That's it. But if this is happening on a regular basis, and apparently for West Ham to say it's okay, don't buy that. That is wrong.
But you're asking for trouble then, aren't you?
Of course you are, yeah.
because I'm not being funny. I'm going to be real with what I'm about to say. You're going to have people who are going to be tanked up on beer. You got people tanked up on drugs. They're going to be there. They're going to be. If the team's losing, they're going to be emotionally charged straight away, and then fights are going to break out all around the ground. Do you know what I mean? Like, and it's quite embarrassing on this topic, and I'm a bit passionate on this one, but it's quite embarrassing that there's no concessions for the kids or the OAPs, but they're allowing people to come in and be rival fans, which that just tells you all you need to know about the ownership of this club, mate.
Yeah.
Honest.
Yeah. I mean, like, James has put that here. That's the difference between a business, Man U, and a tinkering Sully.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ennis has got it right there. But interesting one that Michael Chelsea puts in here, and that give Loppy until the end of the season. It's a process. Give him time.
Michael's on a wind up. 100%.
I mean, we'll say that for
if I want a process, I'll buy a computer, Michael. That's what you know what I'm saying? I don't want a process. I want, like, listen, I don't know about you, Tone. Obviously, Fuzzy's a neutral, yeah, because obviously he looks at it from afar. But this is not right, mate. Honestly, this is. I can accept losing to Arsenal. I can accept losing to Chelsea or any other side. I can accept that because they're better sides. I can accept that. But to be embarrassed at the way we're being against these big sides, when I look at a year ago, we went to Arsenal, we won. We went to Spurs, we won. Like, we gave Man United a game at home last year. I can't remember. I think, did we win against Man United last year? I can't remember if we did or not. But like we done well against them big sides. Yeah. Like, we was up for it against them big sides. At present, like I just said it a minute ago, Leicester, I'm fearing it. Like, Leicester City, I'm fearing Leicester City at the minute. Like, that tells you what you need to know, isn't it?
Yeah. I think the main thing you're looking at, going back to Monday's game, we was under no illusion. Brilliant to see them, every single player play well. And then looking at this game, yesterday's game, we was under no illusion it weren't going to be an easy game. But at least, even if we lost, but put a performance in, you'd be happy with it. But to go down the route like they did, like you said, 30-odd minutes in that, with 4-0 down, that clearly is where, it starts from that side of things. And I do blame, in certain respects, as much as Lopetegui's fault, for me, it's the players yesterday that kind of let themselves down in that performance, because they should have, had a more of a different attitude. It wasn't Newcastle. Learn from that, move on. Arsenal, bigger game, be a bit more defensive, catch them on the break when you got the chance to, and possibly might get something out of it. But hey, I may be wrong.
I'll ask Fuzzy this then, right? Obviously, on Monday night, did you watch the game Monday night, Fuzzy?
So which
the
Newcastle West Ham game?
No, I didn't watch that game.
No, you didn't watch it. So, because what it is, it would have been interesting to see what someone from who's not associated with West Ham looked at it as. Do you know what I mean? Because I think when we look at it, fans were thinking that we'd turn the corner. I don't know, like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm lost for words. It's very rare with me to be lost for words, but I'm lost for words in this season as a whole. And do you know what I'm hearing quite a lot, right? And I don't know about you, but I'm hearing a lot of people that they're not feeling the love of it. They're a bit sort of like Lucas. Shout out to Lucas, one of my boys on E20. Yeah, he come on yesterday. It's the first time ever in 3 years I've done YouTube with him. He looked deflated, looked flat. He looked like he didn't want to be there, and it was like, he actually said on the stream, "This is unhealthy," and that just tells you all you need to know, isn't it? About West Ham at the minute, he's unhealthy.
That yeah.
To be fair, it's kind of in terms of player-wise, it's like with Man United under Ten Hag. They'll one week they would be switched on, give it absolutely everything, and you're like, oh, these players are still playing for the manager. Next week they just switch it off again.
Yeah.
It's like players, for some reason, in this modern game, if things aren't going necessarily well, or if they don't fully they're not feeling it with the manager, they will switch it on and off like a light switch as to how much they want it. And I think it's I think it's got to be something to do with what the players think about the manager. Because if you like your manager and you really want to run through brick walls for him, you find consistency in the effort levels. Never mind how much things work for you in a game, or how well the system plays, or whether your team gets outclassed, or the other team's tactics were better on the day. It's just you see it from individuals. They just don't want it. They don't give what they should be giving on a football pitch every single time. They step out. One week they'll do it. The next week, I can't be asked. So it usually stems from players just not feeling it with the manager.
Good shout. It's a good shout. Just going back on what we saw about West Ham, the London Stadium. It says it's in the same way as this police in the game, but not the stands. The stands where it can kick off and compete can be stabbed. They need to sort it out. And this is the problem, isn't it? Where you got someone that's probably on minimum wage, it's just a job. There's no kind of relation to the club at that point because they're working for someone else, and that's where the sad thing is. And as he says, look, nowadays are starting to do it for clout, so some will fuck around and they will find it long before long.
Yeah, but Joe, what it is that I feel sorry for the child who's there with his dad, who's acting like a fucking idiot, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? And I've heard stories of someone getting a clump because the dad's gone over there with a rival top, the son's seen it, and I feel on that regard. Listen, I agree with what you just said about they're there just to earn a living. Yeah, so I don't look at them. Look at it as the club as a whole, right? Yeah. And the club as a whole is basically a man in charge who all he cares about deep down is money. He don't care about getting West Ham fans in there. All he cares about is getting football fans in there, and that's where the problem is at the minute.
That's the truth. I mean, make it right there because he must have been, when they knew they can get hold of the London Stadium, they thought themselves brilliant. International station right on the doorstep.
Yep.
London City Airport, just up the road.
People fly in. I'm not being funny. If you're a celebrity of some note and you're in the east side of London, so you're in Canary Wharf, Docklands, or anywhere around there, you can come over to West Ham, watch a game. Like you see it. You see people who are TikTokers. You see people that are famous YouTubers. You see these lads who are doing all the stuff on Sidemen and things like that. London Stadium. There you go. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Listen, I don't begrudge a football fan going and watching a football match. I don't begrudge that. But what really grinds into me is when you have these fans walking in with rival shirts and boasting about it to a point. That's where I think it's unacceptable. If it's a young kid, it's a bit different, right? Even though it's not right. If it's someone who's 10 years old, right, and their old man's a West Ham fan, how can he sort of accept that? Because he's a young kid, yeah? Right, and it is what it is. But when you've got grown adults going in there and parading Spurs, Man United, Liverpool, Arsenal shirts, I feel like you're asking for trouble to a point. Do you know what I'm saying? So
wrong on all levels, mate. Wrong on all levels.
Absolutely is, mate.
Colin saying, James, do you feel we need a different type of centre back at the back? We need more for hard man, tough tackling, bruising one alongside a ball playing one.
Yep.
I mean, obviously, there's the jury's out by the looks of it now to Debo because his consistency is not exactly great from him at the moment. Maybe you think all the hype we did in getting this player, and it's not exactly paying off, is it?
I was going to look at something right in regards to how many goals we've conceded this year, right? But our goal difference currently right now, I think it's minus 11, I think, or minus 12. I'm just going to have a look. Oh, sorry, tell a lie, it's minus 7. Minus 7. So it ain't as bad. It's not as bad as what I thought. Yeah,
you're predicting from Tuesday. That's you see the predictions for Tuesday, mate. Already.
Yeah, we have. But even that, I agree with what Colin's saying. I think we've got 2 ball playing centre halves, but we've got no one in there who's determined to throw their head on the ball. Do you know what I mean? Like the corner the other day. yeah, it's a well-worked corner, but there's no one in there who's aggressive to throw their face on it and clear it. And that's what the problem is.
That's the thing, isn't it? I mean, you know, even the Fabianski kind of punching out, and the old days, you definitely knock him out.
Yeah.
You know, you make out you're looking at the ball and that, but you know full well what you're going to be doing.
Yeah.
But that's old school for you.
I think that goal killed us. That's the goal that killed us on the night.
Oh,
Even
definitely.
though, to me, I think if we can get at half-time 4-2, it's a different. It might be a different game in the second half, or they might just have upped it and just rolled out another two goals on us, or 3.
Agree on that. I mean, Mark said, like, you know, we did make Arsenal nervous at 4-2, and
Yeah.
I think he mentioned this. I think on his show early today when he was doing the watch along for the Liverpool game, and that. But he said, yeah, there's a blip where you saw Arsenal, even though they're comfortable at 4-2, there's a little bit of a wobble there.
They were shaky, mate.
That kind of tells you something about Arsenal, really, in that respect.
I was in the pub yesterday. I was doing a live watch along from the pub I was in. Yeah, because I know the people in there, and I was surrounded by West Ham and Arsenal fans. There was more Arsenal fans than there was West Ham, and they were flapping at 4-2. They was going, what is going on? All right, you was 4-0 up, like in the space of blink and eye, 4-2, and they were shaky. And all I kept thinking was just get to half time 4-2. I can accept that because then you can reassess it, and in the second half you can come out. If you get an early goal, it's game on straight away. But the damage was done on that 5th goal. Like, what do you make of that 5th goal, Fuzzy? Do you think it's a penalty?
I didn't actually see what the penalties were, to be honest, but it's
one of them's a faintest of touch on Saka and he goes down, yeah, and the other one is basically 2 players coming together. Fabianski's going for the punch. He's hit Gabriel. He's give a penalty. The only problem with that one is if you look at Anthony Taylor, once the incident happens, it takes him about 7 to 9 seconds to decide whether it's a penalty or not. Whereas if you're standing there and the incident happens straight ahead of you, you're blowing your whistle straight away and going, "That's a pen." It's like he was thinking what to do, and he thought, "You know what, I'm going to give a penalty." So
for me, I mean,
let's not forget Andre Onana used to be doing the same under Ten Hag, just coming out and Superman punching people in the face.
Well,
clotheslining them.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, you just said something there. Onana's one against Wolves. I think it was last season, where he come out
season before, I think.
Clotheslining, yeah.
Actually, no, it was last season. Yeah,
first game of last season, I think it was. Yeah, so that's basically what the incident was, and they give a penalty for it.
Yeah.
So,
see, for me, the second one, you know, Paqueta's leg was out, kind of thing. But for me, when you do it against someone like Saka, you know he's great at trying to fake a dive. And let's be real about it. And Arsenal fans, you know full well he does this. He does fake a dive. For me, it was too easy for him to go down. It was all day long. But look, as you said, if you stick your leg out, it's contentious. But we've seen them also not given for the same thing. Tony and James, I'm actually worried about us getting relegated. I'm fearing about the game against Leicester and also for the Wolves game. I know their fans will want it after Loppy Morgan. Oh, that's a good shout, actually. God, you mentioned that now.
what happens if Wolves sack their manager, mate? The next game. That's the fear that I've got. They've got Everton next. Wolves. If they lose that game, will they bite the bullet and go, you know what, we've got to get O'Neill out and we've got to get someone in with experience? Because what it is with O'Neill, I think he's had second season syndrome. Where the first season was good. I think the second season is a disaster for them. And they're in a similar boat to us to a point. Wolves, they can't afford to go down. They really can't.
No.
And what happens if we come to the Monday night and they've got a new manager? We could have two teams with 2 new managers in the space of 6 days. Like, it'd be ridiculous, wouldn't it?
It's something to take note of as well. So if you hold on to a manager that's not getting the best out of your team, that's potentially damaging to your chances moving forwards. if all of the realistic managers for West Ham, all the best options for you, get taken up by your rival, by rivals at the same area of the table as you.
Yeah.
So if all of your first choice managers go, and then Sullivan sat there like, well, I guess I'll have to settle for this guy, and he doesn't, straight away, the fan base aren't going to be happy with that. If you're going to sack a manager, a fan base needs to look at the ownership and think, is he going to go out there and get the best choice of manager available for us? And if he goes and gets a name that everyone's just like, straight away, that's big problems from the get-go.
The problem is I've got no faith. I don't know about you, Tony, but I've got no faith in him appointing a decent manager. That's the problem. Like, who do you go for right now? Who's there? It's going to be someone who's begging for work. Like Graham Potter. People keep mentioning Potter, yeah, but I think there's more to it with Potter. I really do. I think his contract with Chelsea is locked to a point. People say, "Oh, it's over." I don't think it is. I think if he goes and gets a job, I think he loses something like 60% of that sort of payout. Now, what would you rather do? Sit there and just go, you know what, I'm going to collect this money because it's going to earn more money by doing that than anything. Fabianski won. I thought he was a joke, to be honest. Again, on that, is that both goalkeepers have been a nightmare this year, and because they don't fit the style of play that we're trying to play.
No, I agree on the other one. Good evening, Damien, and evening, gents. Early doors, great show after the Newcastle game. James, great show today. Appreciate it, Damien, for both of us. Thank you, mate. Good seeing you. And this is the thing, isn't it? I mean, the Potter one, by all accounts, Sullivan's not happy, not interested in whatsoever. But if he is available, mate, I've alluded to maybe just interim until we can get someone else in. But knowing Potter, he would want a bit more.
Potter had a good structure at Brighton, mate. Yeah,
True.
He had a good scouting network at Brighton. Yeah, I'm not knocking him, but he did. Like, the players that they were like, they had like a conveyor belt of talent coming through there, yeah? The problem is, and I said it, and you know this, Tone, I was saying it all last season, is you can get rid of Moyes, fair enough, but I don't trust the owner to do the right thing. I don't like to say I told people so, but it's what I was saying for a lot. Like, it's what I was saying for a long time.
Yeah.
The issue we've got with Lopetegui is that we've got to hope this geezer comes good more than anything. It's more hope than anything, and I just don't see it. I can't see it. I can't see it. I'm not one of them, Tony. I'm not one of these people that go, "Oh, you got to go out." It's all like fucking like, you know what I mean. But you've got to look at the situation with it right now. We could end up losing all our best players because our best players might look at this and go, "We've been sold a lie here." We've come to the club. Are we coming to the club for European adventures, trying to make West Ham big, and we're currently 14th in the league on -7 goals. It's a mess, mate. It's a mess. It's a mess from top to bottom.
True. And it is a worrying thing because I see Lopetegui and that I can't see him having the answer. I really can't see him having the answer. I mean, Damien's saying he would die for Mourinho. He'd rather spend 15 million on Mourinho than a midfielder. I mean, Fuzzy, you obviously had him as manager. Would you think that'd be a good shout for West Ham?
I think so. Because he comes with pedigree, doesn't he? Lopetegui, not so much. And if you want to take a West Ham team that sort of had a taster of winning a trophy in recent history, you want to get a manager in that's cultured with that. That's going to communicate in a language to these players. That's like, are you made out to win the Premier League? No. Can you win 3 other trophies dependent on whether you've qualified for a competition or not? Yes, you can. It's possible. And I think it's just ultimately convincing those players that if they want to make good on their career, this is one of the better places to be, and to instill a mentality like an us versus everyone mentality, like siege mentality. like everyone is out there to get you. In some cases, right now they are. Things aren't going well, but you need to bring a strength in the mindset back to West Ham. You need to bring a stronger, a stronger mental approach to every single game. That West Ham are a really, really difficult team to beat. Upton Park was a tough place for a lot of teams to go. West Ham United Stadium, it feels a bit like a neutral venue at times. It's not enough of a fortress. It's not enough. It's not respected enough. If you've got a manager like Mourinho who builds a very strong defence, everyone comes to West Ham United Stadium and the London Stadium. It's like, Jesus, like this is frustrating. That breeds a mentality that gets the fans confident. You turn it into more of a cauldron because the fans are just like, home game. Yes, let's get stuck in and let's cause some upsets. Or if there's a team low down the table, let's smash these guys. We've got the quality up front. We've got the players, individuals that are capable of doing some real damage to any team in the league. I mean, why not? So I think
I'm not on the Mourinho vibe, brother. I rate you, Fuzzy, but I'm not on it.
No.
I get it. I get what you're saying. What you were saying about the neutral stadium, bang on. Yeah, absolutely spot on. That's how it feels sometimes. But I think the fan base have to make it what it is. Do you know what I mean? Because there's been times in European games where it has been a really great atmosphere, right? The thing with Mourinho is you have one good season, and in the second season he goes a bit mental. Do you know what I mean? And that's a problem. Now, I'll put it to anyone. Would you rather have an up-and-coming manager and go, right, this is a project for 4 years. The first 18 months, 2 years, you're going to integrate your style of play, and you just be honest with the fans and say, you know what, it ain't going to be pretty, but we're trying to work to a future. A bit like Arsenal with Arteta. Now, whether you like Arteta or not, it's irrelevant. But look where Arsenal was.
Loves him.
Yeah, right. But look where Arsenal was the moment he arrived from Unai Emery. From Unai Emery to Arteta, Arsenal have gone up levels. Yeah, and maybe Arteta might have reached his top level. Yeah, I think West Ham need to go down that route and be honest and just say, you know what, we're going to go for this young up and coming manager. Yeah, he might not be a name. We're going to work off it, but to go with Julian Lopetegui when you've got the whole world to go and pick a manager out, it's quite insulting to every West Ham fan to a point, because it's like he's gone cheap again, and with Mourinho,
it don't come cheap, does it? It don't come cheap.
Yeah, but Tone, you know full well what's going to happen with Mourinho. The fan base will be on his back within 6 months, maybe 9 months.
Yeah,
because the style of play doesn't suit.
So
do you know what I mean? So
no, it's true.
Number one.
I'm going to ask you something as well, though, James. But I'm going to come up with this one. A big L shout out to that West Ham channel, new channel that's come on the scene. Make sure you go and see these guys as well. Who's the biggest fraud, guys? Loppy or Roberto? Oh, goalkeeper. Funny how two of our biggest frauds were goalkeepers.
Yeah, I know, man.
Roberto, classy keeper.
We've got the head coach version of Roberto at the minute. Shit.
I mean, you said about an up and coming manager and that. Do you think we, as much as obviously we let go a chance of getting Emery, do you think we missed out on getting Van Nistelrooy?
Oh, mate, people laughed at me just a minute ago on the space said, "Oh, you wanted Van Nistelrooy?" I was like, but I can accept what he's trying to do. That's the difference, Tony. I'll tell you what it is. It's being accepted of what you're trying to do. With Lopetegui, right? Anyone with like sort of common sense could see that the geezer's got no identity.
No,
there's none. There's no. Like, if I was to say to someone in the chat right now, identify West Ham style of play to me, I'd love to hear it because I have got no fucking clue. Right?
I see it like this. Monday's game was definitely a one-off.
Yeah.
It was a one-off. I mean, the worst part about it, I think Usual said it on the show before, is the fact that Lopetegui actually had went to the barber's, got his hair done, had a shave and smartened himself up. Because Monday, he looked like he'd been thrown out of the house, hadn't slept for 24 hours, and
Someone put a great meme on X, right? He looked like his wife had took his kids away from. That's how he looked, and he was sitting there thinking, "How am I going to get my kids back?" It was yeah.
But the players responded to that because we saw that performance. But now he's got himself all tighted back up again, and it's like it's gone. And, wow, I don't know. Bit of gap to Debenham Dave. There's nothing I can see to justify this comment. But feel like run of games we have coming up will see us climb the league. Ever optimistic or even a deluded Emma? And I think you've got to be, Dave. I mean, at the end of the day, with that run up we've got coming up, apart from obviously the City one come Christmas, even the Bournemouth game, there's a possibility we can get something out of that. But we are talking about Lopetegui. That's the worst part about it. We can hope that the players are turning it around, but with this bloke at the rudder, I don't know.
I'm not being afraid. Do you really feel confident though, going to Bournemouth on a Monday night and getting a result?
No, it's a bit of a slap, isn't it? Whatever way you look at it, go away down there. I mean, it's bad enough, like going to Newcastle and that, and not getting the train back because because they finish at 9:30. But Bournemouth, that's not an easy place to go to even here.
Like Arsenal have lost there, City have lost there. It's not like, and the thing is, it ain't like we're playing good either.
And that's the thing. And not being funny, like you said about the Wolves situation. I mean, they've proved it. When O'Neill looks like he's the next one for the bullet, the players have come up trumps. So I don't know. I mean, Damien's put here, we need someone to create a structure, in my opinion. Don't trust the Tim route, if I'm honest.
Yeah, but again, people were gaslit about Steiner. People were saying Steiner's going to come in, he's going to go and get Slot, Almiron, Alonso. We heard it for months, Tone. I was saying it quite a lot on E2A. Please don't believe what you're hearing because you're being lied to. And the problem is people's expectations went through the roof. And everyone thought, oh, wow, this is what it is, And I would have probably been like that if I wasn't in the YouTube game. And you don't hear all the shit that goes around in the YouTube world. Do you know what I mean? And you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
so,
of course, man. Yeah.
So, it's sort of like you get your hopes up and then you get deflated by it. And this is the result of it at the minute. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's true. I mean, you're saying about it's looking very dicey. The players' heads dropped very quickly. I think they did on this yesterday, and Damien's agreeing with that. Biggest concern of the players, they are the assets. It makes the return of Alan Pardew. Well, unfinished business with Pardew, isn't it, really?
Well, you got us to an FA Cup final. If it wasn't for Steven Gerrard.
Yeah, it could be anything. You're saying, make Big Sam great again.
Yeah, I know, mate.
That West Ham channel saying, E20, I know you said no to Jose, but if we are going to get that type of play style manager in any way, as Sully does, may as well have someone that knows what they're doing, even though shit football.
Yeah, but I'm not being funny. Tell me the difference between Moyes and Mourinho currently right now, because they're both shit. Do you know what I'm saying? That's why Mourinho's out in Turkey, because he's been around. He's been around everywhere else. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong. Yeah, Sullivan will go for the cheap option, and he ain't buying no one out of a contract. That's for certain. Do you know what I mean? So it's going to be someone.
Southgate.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, lucky enough, Anthony's not here because the pair of them, that's all the shit they've been giving me all the time. Yeah, you're never going to get Southgate now.
I don't know, mate. Honestly, I just don't. I don't get it. As I say, I just don't get it, mate. If I'm being real, like, and I'm usually one to sort of come up with a solution to a problem usually, but on this one, I look at it and I think there's no one really that is up and coming who we can really go and sort of like get on the free because they're all taken.
Yeah.
Not being funny. If you want to be an ambitious club and you want to go with a project, go for someone like Thomas Frank or someone like that.
That's my shout all day long.
Yeah, you go for Thomas Frank or you go for the Bournemouth manager, or you act like a big club and you go and take a manager from somewhere else. Like, look at Aston Villa, for instance. They had Steven Gerrard in charge.
Yeah.
Who was going disastrous. They go out and go and get Unai Emery. In the space of 2 years, they've got to a semi-final of the conference and they're in the Champions League at the minute. Just ambition. I agree, mate.
Usual saying, Wayne Rooney is wasted at Plymouth. Pay the money and the fatty.
Agree.
The coaching staff includes the deep fryer.
Yeah, the deep fat fryer, the air fryer, and the kitchen sink. The squad suits them as well, yeah. And I was just saying that bowl, you can't be conceding 4 in 30 minutes, not in that stadium.
Yeah.
It was brutal. I am brutal now. Oh, that's an interesting one from Mark R. Scott Parker, anyone? Ticks a few boxes.
He's the manager of Burnley, for crying out loud. This is how far we've sunk.
What it Burnley?
Rooney will be available soon, yet he's saying. Oh, yeah, it's true. Yeah. David said that was 7 chat. I love him too, mate. I respected what he said about Locke. That's the mentality on him, yeah.
I'm sorry. Getting
Arsenal are very close. They are very close, yeah. Michael's saying the thing is, West Ham are not going to get a manager from a rival Premier League club, despite Tony wanting Thomas Frank. Anything is possible these days. Money talks, as they say. You know, but
shit works.
Not with Sullivan. Not with Sullivan, Tone.
As soon as I said that, James, I knew what was coming.
I literally, when you said it, and then words left your mouth, I was like, I was ready, son. I was ready.
Once they bring a 60, 70 million centre forward, they're going to be brutal. Yeah, that's what Arsenal will be. They'll get there at some point. That back four as well. Yeah, got a strong back four, haven't they, Arsenal? Yeah, I mean, I would have had Rude as well because, not being funny, he did well that little spell he had at the Man U. Take a gamble. Why not?
Yeah, but the thing is, Tone, right, if someone could say, right, you're bringing him in and, right, it's going to be a long period of time, then people would accept it. They would go, you know what, we'll write this season off. We're going to see what he's like within the next 18 months and then go from there. At present, we know what Lopetegui's like currently right now. So, you know what I mean? What we're gaining from it.
That's true. James is saying, Colin's saying here, that's what I'm worried about is what long-term damage is this doing Evan Loppe here. We're already hearing players wanting to leave. How many more we want to go from this great club?
Completely agree. And that's, I'm going to be honest, that's the fear. Like, what happens if Jared Bowen decides he's had enough?
Oh, mate. Yeah. Dave saying, love or hate Sullivan. He has spent in the transfer market, which is true. Why would he not spend on a manager? But arguably the most important acquisition when we already have some great players. True. It's no use buying assets if you've got a small
unless he's looking to sell within the next 2 years. That's why he's giving these managers 2-year deals, because I think we discussed it before a few weeks back. What happens if a new owner comes in, might not want Lopetegui? So, you know, it's easy to get rid of the manager on a 2-year deal rather than a 4 or 5 year one, isn't it?
True. It seems to be the common, thing now, isn't it? You know, 2.5 year contracts get rid of shortly. I mean, even Emran's on that as well, isn't he, Fuzzy?
2.5.
2.5 years. So yeah, I mean, and that's Man U being ambitious and signing them in a 2.5 year contract.
Mm. Yeah, but I can guarantee you, if he gets Man United, which I do believe he'll get Man United fighting for the Premier League within 2 years. I do. I rate him. I rate him, Tony. He's such a good manager, Amrin. Like, when we was linked with him, I was buzzing, mate. Like, I felt like I've been out on the piss all night. Do you know what I'm saying? Literally, I had about 15 JDs. You know what I mean? And I was loving life. You know what I mean? Drinking like the fine whiskey.
What could have been, mate? Innit? What could have been?
But I'm going to be honest. Man United will be competing for the Premier League within 2 years. My words on that.
I'll agree on that. That West Ham channel saying Tony would never get someone else even close to like Van Nistelrooy under Sully. So look at the type of manager he gets in. Ephraim, go on. Fat Sam, Bilic, you got to love that one. Moyes, Pellegrini, Moyes again, and then Loppe.
And what have they all got in common? They've all got a CV. All CV merchants, all of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Rob Manager, jumpers for goalposts. He'll do a job. He would do a job. He's saying, I know your style E20 is what we used to play at school. Everyone just runs for the ball, leaving positions totally empty. That's
unbelievable, mate.
I don't blame fans for getting happy about the Newcastle game, but I knew it was a false dawn. Newcastle and all that. Arsenal are 100% on that one. He does hard work, Steiden, but he has made things happen. I just don't like all the power being with someone who's not working with the team day in, day out.
I disagree on that. I rate Damien, but I disagree on this. He does work hard. Like, I'm not being funny, just to say this. Like, he's give us a player in Lewis Guilherme that don't get on the pitch. He's give us a striker that ain't even fit, and he's give us Tadibo, who people got judgment on that. So it's not like he's done amazing. But the thing is, the Tim Steiden thing is another issue why West Ham are sort of like that, because the fan base try and believe in Steiden because of what they've been told. But what's Steiden actually delivered us at the minute, other than this, what's right now? Do you know what I'm saying? Whether or not he's restricted, I don't know. I couldn't answer that one. Whether or not Sullivan said, no, you're only going to get 3 or 4 players this year. And then, like, Lopetegui have these some, and then Sullivan have these some. But it's a collective. All 3 of them are accountable for this season. Lopetegui, Steiden, Sullivan. Sullivan for picking Lopetegui, Lopetegui's tactics, and Steiden for picking players that don't match what the head coach is trying to do to a point.
Mm.
If I'm being honest.
Interesting one. That West Ham channel said, how many points from our next 5? I think 4. Leicester, away, Wolves, Bournemouth, Brighton, Southampton.
What did I say on that? I think Leicester, I don't know why, I think we're going to get done. We've got a rotten record at Leicester. If we don't win there. They've got a new manager in charge, so they're all going to be playing for their jobs, basically. And we've got a manager in charge that has had a shave.
Playing to lose his job.
He's had a shave and a wax. He feels great. Leicester game, I don't fancy us. Wolves game, I'd say a win. I fancy us to beat Wolves at home. Bournemouth away, a draw. Brighton, no chance. And then Southampton's another one. If Southampton start picking up points, they picked up a point at Brighton on Friday night.
Yeah.
They might look at us as a game where they're capable of beating us.
Exactly.
You know
and they was unlucky not to win that one as well.
Yeah.
I mean, Fuzzy, what do you think from them games you see there?
Yeah, I think Leicester will be difficult. Leicester away. I mean, Rude's. I don't think he wasn't actually in charge for the game against Wolves. Was it Wolves?
No, Brentford, wasn't it?
Brentford.
Yeah, well,
he was there.
lost.
He was there, but he weren't there in charge.
Yeah, so he will. I think the players the last couple of days, or the next couple of days, will be looking at that. It's like, yeah, we've got to respond. We've got to hit the ground running. So I think there'll be a bit of like a promising atmosphere for Leicester, and usually that trajectory is an uphill battle for whoever comes to visit. And West Ham don't really need to have uphill battles to go into. They need to have a game where it's just like, yeah, you want to try your luck and try and turn things around. I think the other games, we'll find where that comment is. Jesus Christ, where's that comment gone? There we go. So Wolves at home. I mean, they're weird. Wolves are weird. Like one week they'll get slapped, next week they'll slap somebody. It's like the mouthy drunkard that doesn't learn his lesson. Maybe he's bound to catch somebody not looking at him when he's slapping people, but he'll size up the wrong people. Bournemouth away, that will be difficult. I think Brighton at home might be an interesting one. I think you might be likely to get a point there potentially, because I think Brighton can sometimes blow a bit hot and cold with their results. I mean, Southampton, for example, and then Southampton away following that. I think Southampton probably could get some points there as well. I think you just got the better quality in that game.
Yeah, very interesting. I mean, like for me, Leicester, new manager effect. Wolves got a chance to, but O'Neill's proved the way. You know, he can get the points. Bournemouth, I agree with you with the pair of you on that one. They'll probably just be too strong there. Brighton, Depends what Brighton team turns up. And Southampton, that could be the worst one, I think, because I think they can actually do us.
It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if we beat Wolves and Bournemouth, and then lose the next two. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just like it's just like I'm not being funny, right? Sometimes teams can predict where they're going to be. With us, I can't even predict what we're going to do on Tuesday night, if I'm honest.
No, tell about it. Damien saying Mourinho speaks 5 languages. Henry Moore's like squad, and he could do amazing. Well, I think he could do a job. It's the next year after that, and the year after that, though. There's a question. Here he is. But did someone say Southgate?
Is that Southgate?
Yes. But Fuzz selling Tontis Southgate's curtains, wallpaper, and duvet cover.
Yeah, I've already sent them.
That's our next manager. Then Tony Pulis. Oh, jeez.
Imagine.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Yeah, Lopetegui to Plymouth. That'd do.
Swap deal.
Can you imagine the season of City secure Europa League? Oh, wow, that'd be. Dear me. The kid could be sticky. Bowen is feeling it, James. I can tell he does not rate Lopetegui. I can assure you. I think there's a lot of players that don't.
Yeah, I agree.
I
feel sorry for Bowen. I've said it on here a few times, and I've said it on E20 a few times. That I feel like he's in a bit of a scenario where he's got no one around him. Like I hear quite a lot of buzzwords like "there's no leaders at West Ham," and there ain't. There really ain't. There's no one who really wants to get stuck into these players and say, you know what? I think someone said it on a space earlier on, right? And they said that 3-0, Bowen, Antonio, and Souček sort of had a go at the players to say, "Come on, we can't have this."
See that?
Yeah,
and that was good to see. That was good to see it as well, because that means they know what it means to them.
Yeah, and that's a plus. But my fear is, I'm going to be honest. Does Bowen have enough at one stage? I'm not saying he right. I'm not saying that he wants to leave or anything like that. But what happens if he gets to a stage where he goes, "Where am I going here?" Do you know what I mean? Well, what would you say to it?
And the worst part about it, Joe, I mean, you look at your loss for words there, and it does. It puts you in that position, doesn't it? Because we know full well, if there's another manager, this team's gelling. You're seeing a different dynamic altogether. But with this fella, I don't know. There's just something that's just not gelling.
From the moment he signed, people have been mixed on him. When you get a manager, usually you all pull in the same direction to a point. I don't know about you, Fuzz, with Almiron. What was it like with United fans with Almiron? Because some people said about they wanted Rude in charge to a point.
Yeah, I think that's just the weirdos that they've managed to find after the game. Some of the people that probably were invited to go there, but yeah, I think everybody that had their head screwed on straight was just like, we tried this with Ollie. It doesn't really work. Get an interim and then just be like, oh my god, he won a game. Give him the contract. It's not how it should work. So for me, I think people looked at Ruben Amorim and were just like, I'm glad that this manager is what this new Ineos group look at and think within the time frame that our CEO Omar Barada was saying Man United should be winning a Premier League title by this year in 2028. Well, that technically would be Ruben Amorim, because if you're sacking Ruben Amorim before then, the next manager coming in after him wouldn't be a Premier League title winning manager. That's for sure. Not from our position. So he's gone for a manager that he believes can and will win the league. And Ruben Amorim agrees. He's come in and he's like, I believe I'm the guy to do it. So he backs himself. The manager backs himself. The players approve. The fans approve. The board approve. Every single part of Manchester United Football Club at this moment in time is in sync.
Mm.
So everybody is feeling the same thing. Everyone's feeling the positive vibes. Players are a lot happier. You know, they're seeing the smiles on faces, and the fans, I believe, are like, well, we believe that he's got it in him to win all the trophies. So we've got to be patient with him. The first appointment of the Ineos era, they will give him patience and they will back him. You're not going to have bankers trying to save a buck here or there. You've got football-minded people who know how business work and also know how to run a football club. So there's a very, very strong setup to support Amorim to go all the way. It's you know, we're hoping that it's going to be as good a backing as you can give a manager to chase down a Premier League title. I'm hoping it's not going to be some false dawn, like, oh, lemon squeezing, you'll never walk alone at your training ground process, where it's just like, oh, well, he'll win us Premier League titles, just finish top 4. Yeah, he'll get us over the line in Champions League. Get yourself knocked out of every cup, and just rinse and repeat, and just have it as a sickly, toxic process. The whole media fiasco, like everyone's got to be looking good for the camera at Manchester United. All, hundreds of kits. Like a lot of that nonsensical BS has just been sectioned out. Ineos have just gone, right, for the fundamentals, no more nonsense. Focus on being a proper football club and an elite level football club at that. So they've cut a lot of the dead weight that was holding on to this club. And there's still quite a few noteworthy bits of dead weight that they still got to get rid of. And I think some of the players will be that dead weight. They've already cut the massively inflated wage bills down substantially. So the record profit, like the record revenues that the club are drawing in and still registering net negatives, that's going to change. The next financial report is going to show us in the positives. So that opens the door for Man United to be able to exert more cash where it needs it, rather than constantly flushing it down the toilet. So as far as I'm concerned, Man United are on the right track as is, as a football club.
100% agree, mate. I hate to say it, I do, but I do think I feel very strong on Almiron. He was the man that I always said, if West Ham want to get rid of someone, Ruben Almiron would be the guy at Sporting. And to have him in Sullivan's front room still pains us. You know what I mean? It's just a shame we can't have him in the dugout. But yeah, listen, he will make Man United a force. I think you're going to see a bit of a change of the guard a little bit with City. Even though they're a good side, I think that they need a massive spend again. They don't really spend. I think they're most expensive players. Grealish. Everyone else they've sort of signed at a decent rate. So it's going to be.
They wasn't willing to go to 110 million, were they, for Rice? Hence why he went from there. So I make you right on that one there. Interesting one. I just want to put what usual put. Where did I find it? Disappeared now. Bear with me. There it is. Will Lopetegui be sacked if we lose to Leicester?
I'm going to say we lose heavy. Say we lose 2 or 3-0 or 3-1 or something like that. I think he goes. This is the game that I've said for the last few weeks that I can see being the key one. Yeah, I think the Newcastle game, people look at it and go 3-8. Yeah, we got the win. The Arsenal game's that one. This game is a game where, as supporters of this club, no disrespect to Leicester, but I expect West Ham to go there and win. Bowen, Kudus is back, Somerville, Paqueta, Alvarez. We've got a better side, better players, and we should be going there with the intentions of winning. If we draw the game, I think it leaves us in limbo.
Yep. Good.
Yeah, I think it leaves us in a bit of a situation where we still don't know where we're at. If we win the game, I'm not going to say we're back, but I'm going to say, like, It's a result, and then you work off of that again. It
Course.
seems like we win a game, we go, well, we want to work off of it. The next game we get obliterated. So yeah.
Yeah, one step forward, 300 back with us at the
Yeah.
moment, that's for sure. Mark R saying Kudus is back for Leicester. What's the best position for him in that game?
10. Number 10.
100%.
I don't. Another thing. If Lopetegui drops Somerville this game, yeah, when I don't think Somerville deserves to be dropped, you need to win the game. You have to play him a 10, Mo,
Tell you
or
what,
or up front.
Kudus would be sick in Amarim's number 10, like inside number 10s, closer to your number 9s. One of those two positions. Kudus.
700 million for your first.
Do we get relegation discount clauses?
That's 450 million. You know what I mean?
Bargain.
Deal.
Bargain. Absolute bargain. It's a steal.
Yeah.
It's a steal.
In a one-off payment. Oh no, not over a period of time.
Yeah, not
We'll
Klein.
pay it
not
across
Arsenal.
100. We'll pay it across 100 years.
100 years. Yeah. You know.
Go on, James. Go on.
As I say, he just needs to play as a 10, mate. I am going to be nervous about the Tuesday night lineup because does Somerville really deserve to get dropped? I don't think so.
Not at all. Not at all. Does Paqueta need to be dropped?
Yeah, to a point. I think he has one good game, one bad one. But I think really you go with two men, Souček and Alvarez in the middle, and then you have Mo as a 10.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then you go Somerville. Like if you look at Somerville, Mo, Bowen, Antonio, that's a good front four for me.
I'll go with. I'd love that. That'd be nice. Yeah, he's obviously saying if Lopetegui goes, Cooper's available. He's just been sacked apparently.
Yeah, he can run around the 23s.
Well, as usual, says Tommy Cooper. He's available. He says you could dig him up, maybe do some voodoo, and he may fix it just like that. Oh dear. Ravi's asking the question, Fuzz. Would you use Garnacho as part of a swap deal and money to get a better player in?
Yeah, absolutely. Sell Garnacho. Try and get 30 mil. If we can get 30 mil, that'd be a really good deal. For a player that we spent only 500k to bring in as a youth prospect, that's the sort of player that I'd be looking to try and generate bonus funds with. To be honest, I think Rashford is a name that I'd look to get rid of. If you're looking to get rid of Rashford for somebody who's supposedly an icon of the club, you want to bring someone with quite a big stature in to replace that. Someone that's that would be quite a key figure. And I think if you ever do, I'd imagine the summer's the real time to look at whether Ineos were to make that sort of a move. But as far as January is concerned, I think certain players will be on the chopping block. I can imagine maybe Anthony will probably be on the chopping block for January because there's not really much that you can do really to get into that team and dislodge the players that are already playing in the positions that he would be utilised in.
Do you think Harry Maguire will be gone?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think he would, because given the way that Amarim wants to play, he speaks about athletes. He speaks about people needing to. Dear Anthony,
Take care, man.
He wants people that have got a good engine on them, and I think people that don't really get completely cooked for pace. And I think Maguire for a high line defence, though in a back three, Maguire has in the past done quite decent in the back five, with a back 3/back 5, because there are other players in that contingent to cover for his frailty pace. But I don't know. He's not really in the right position at his right sort of age profile. I think his wages are quite extortionate for his squad impact. I think people will say, well, he's great as like a squad rotation, but we're not paying him as squad rotation. We're paying him for starting quality.
Yeah.
And that we need to, like, you can get someone who is as good as Maguire and pay him like a third of what you're paying Maguire. So if there is the possibility of doing that sort of business, then I would look at doing that sort of business. So yeah, for me, Harry Maguire, I would look to sort that situation out, definitely.
One thing I was going to say quickly, Tone, I've got to make a move, but just quickly to answer Fuzzy's question, would you have a Maguire in January window?
Yeah, because I think he's an old school type
Yeah.
of player. We know he can win balls in the air.
Exactly
for
what
one.
we need. Yeah,
And he's also got a voice.
he's a leader and all.
And this is the thing. I mean, he'll bring Kilman up levels, having someone like that, and more than anything else than it, keep that back four in check, which I think is also what we needed.
I think, I think it's definitely like someone of his sort of build and aggression we need. I know, like people, I understand what Damien's saying. No, I don't want him, but at present, after Mavropanos, we've got no one else. We've got no other centre half there other than Casey. So and very good evening.
Oh,
Fuzz, you got rid of Mara. Right, I've got to make a move, lads, but it's been a pleasure.
Thanks for coming in. We're nearly finished ourselves. We're just going to finish the last lot of comments and then we're gone. But you want to share your channel out as always, please, mate?
E20 Zone TV, mate. I do everything. You know what I mean? Say everything. And regret everything in the morning. You know what I mean? It's what it is. You know what I mean? If you want to go and watch, say, entertaining, where West Ham are playing great on like FIFA or something, yeah, that's about it. But right, much love to you. Take care.
Take it easy, mate.
Peace, man.
Yeah.
Just finish up the last comments and that. You should use Anthony to block the leaks. Evening, Ray. Don't change the midfield trio, but set up the team to play with more attacking intent. I think we need that, definitely. Personally, don't think Anthony suits an Eminem start. Nah, he's a waste of... Get shot, basically.
I think him, Johnny Evans, Christian Eriksen, I think will be gone. I think Victor Lindelof as well, I'd look to move on, but I don't think it's necessarily like desperate thing to do that because I don't think Victor Lindelof. I think Victor Lindelof is actually on a fair bit of cash, but I wouldn't think that he's got much of a personality to sort of, rip things up a little bit and just be like, oh, where's my start? I want to be starting. Like, he's not that sort of character to do that.
No.
Maguire is a lot more sort of like, if he's not getting any game time, he won't sit there and say, oh, I accept this. I accept my position. No, he's like, but I want to start games. I want to be starting games. And it's just like, you're not getting in. You're not fit for that system. So, yeah, to be honest, I would be speaking to clubs and I'll be saying, what do you think about Harry Maguire? Like, our ears are open to proposals. Let us know what you think. And that's something else that I can credit Omar Barada and Dan Ashworth, Jason Wilcox, the guys, you don't hear everything about it in the media. They're having so many conversations behind closed doors with so many different parties. So they're doing business.
Of course. Look, Maguire on Arsenal's corners. Damien said he's sold by your comments there, Fuzz. So, slabheads coming to us, basically, from there. Going on Ravi's question there, do you rate your assistant manager? Well, after yesterday's performance, not so much. Looking at it, we've got obviously Pablo Sanz and Oscar Carro as the assistant managers. But, not so much, basically. But as we're kind of wrapping up there, we're coming up to 2 hours and 40 minutes. It's been a good conversation, and it's good to have, obviously, the West Ham Massive and E20 Zone in with us as well. Maguire to the bowl. And Fuzzy, if you'd like to shout out what you've got coming up on your channel, please.
Yes, so find all of my stuff on Hot Buzz 44 OG. We have we've surpassed 231,
Yay.
230 subs. So we are on the way. We're moving.
Thanks, Damien.
So big ups to everybody who has been subscribing. Big appreciations to all of you. I've not done a match reaction for the Everton game yet. I'll probably do that as like a tomorrow morning sort of thing, or early afternoon, where I'll give my verdicts on the game, watch a few things back, see what I make of it, and yeah, we'll I think we're moving our Wednesday night show to Tuesday.
We are indeed. So,
Tuesday
yes, guys, people in the chat, the good, the bad, and the ugly, which is normally on a Wednesday, obviously, because you've got Arsenal and Man United, we thought it'd be nice to move it over to the Tuesday game when West Ham go to Leicester. But if you can, come over to us and basically we'll pick it. What I'll do then, Damien, if you look at the link in the description, Hot Fuzz will be in there, so you can just click onto him. That'll take you over to his channel, and you can then give him subscribe. But yes, the good, the bad, and the ugly will be on Tuesday night, and the two lads will be also doing a little preview and review of that game as well. But thanks again, Fuzzy, for being in with us. Thank you very much, Pepsi. You're welcome and that. And yeah, so obviously I will be doing that. And then on Thursday, thanks for being in as always. Take it easy, or take it any way you can get it. Both, mate, both. And obviously, yeah, Thursday I've got the West Ham review show with Budgie and a few other people that will be coming in. And don't forget as well, just to quickly throw it up there as well, as always, it's disappeared. Where did I put the bloody thing? I can't find it. We'll also got the Christmas special coming up on the 18th of December. So make sure you come and join us for that. We'll also be having a quiz on that one as well. So that should be quite interesting. Other than that one, as you're saying there, great shows. I already mentioned that. We are done. So we shall see you for Tuesday night for those who can come and join us. Other than that, have a good evening and enjoy the rest of your week. Take care for now. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.